Yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
welcome back to fucking Aftermath. This is episode 56, which means that we've been nearly doing this for over a year's worth of episodes in a year and a half somehow. Proud of us, guys.
D&D Beyond!
What? Quite advertising. So,
I'm doing Travis William, I don't know.
but you're not Sam. Okay, so Sam, would you like to do a recap?
We played Dungeons and Dragons! You know, that.
Okay.
Would you like to do a recap?
I mean, when I said Sam, I was more referencing Mr. Knockoff Scanlan over here. Vom, do you want to do a recap?
How was...
I'm aware that you're not knockoff, but you're basically Sam Regal. You have Sam Regaled me. You are Sam Regal.
That's a letter.
Okay,
That's
that is
a
technically...
letter. Good job.
You have Sam Regaled me, and you made Pandal. You're basically Sam Regal, but like not.
I still have that t-shirt, by the way. I'm just letting you know. It's
Yeah,
still
well,
in the
stop.
drawer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear it to job interviews when
Sam
I'm
Regal, but like just a little bit less likable.
From Regal.
He's your boyfriend. How is he less
I know.
likable?
It's Sam Regal.
Well,
in my
No,
defense.
okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a crush on Sam,
Like, let's be
obviously.
real here, people.
Sam Regal is
Are you telling me
like
you don't have a
objectively
crush on Sam?
the best person in history.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyone would leave me for Sam.
before this gets weird. No, before this gets
thought-
weirder, should we start?
There we go, that's it.
Yeah,
Vom.
we found fucking... an ambulance.
Hey, it's a dead
Whatever.
family.
God.
Like you, Glass.
This fucking game, like,
Oh,
CPR, because we're fucking bad.
Thank you, fucking Glasgow. Wait, that's not Glasgow.
That was on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Glasgow.
like, hey, sounds
That's
like
Thanks,
Glasgow
Harry.
for the change.
Glasgow with him.
That's right, it's amazing.
Right, I should also specify, because I'm going to get confused in like 6 weeks when I upload this. Tomchi is in the Netherlands, so his fucking microphone is god-awful. Okay, there we go. Right, Vom.
It's all your fault, Tumchi.
Yay!
Bring your good.
Godverdomme, Dempsey.
Oh yeah, and wait, how late are we starting?
I'll drink to that.
Well, an hour and 15-ish? Okay, so that's... Wait, not an hour and 15. 3/4 of an hour, so that's, what, 45 hours? Cool. So, Pandal, do you
What?
want to do a recap?
Last time, we found
On Dragon
Tara.
Ball Z.
She was a big rock person, and was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm also the entire plane." Also, there's some shit with someone that I know that no one else knows, and I'm like real confused about it. But we were like, hey, we found you. It's not a big deal. And then she can shrink, so she shrunk, and we got her to the big fun group hangout spot, which was fun. And then we were like, let's nip by Coria. So we nipped by Coria. Coria's fucked, BT dubs. Also,
Pretty much.
Violet and Mathias had a breakup. By breakup, Mathias was dumped. And then we were like, okay, this is a place that's still here, just as about, and we don't need to care because we gotta go do stuff. So then we went to go get Fazana, and I believe that's where we left off.
Yes, with you guys stepping through a portal into Millicardi. Or should I say, into underneath Millicardi, as the same place as ever. As you guys find yourselves in a small cavern under Millicardi in a familiar situation. So, as you make your way up and into Millicardi, if you want to do that. Are you guys just heading straight to the library? The Great
Might
Library?
as well, I suppose.
Yeah, I assume so.
Okay. Not gonna visit Astra? No? Okay. So you
Oh, actually, I might as well get some
Ooh.
materials.
Okay.
Successfully distracted. Yes. What are you gonna do?
Shit. How
You
much
could do
do
shit
I
with that,
need?
right?
Don't do that on the street.
God.
I mean, they're elves, you know. But what's
There's
what you going
no
for? That?
way. I'm just trying to figure out how much I need.
Cool.
There's like no way I'm gonna have enough money.
That's inconvenient.
You know what? Let me do the mathematics and I'll get back to you.
Cool. So in the meantime, whilst he is doing maths in his head, is everyone going to? We'll all head into the library.
Got a calculator, you savage.
Well, Mathias doesn't. Oh wait, no, here's one. So you're heading to the library. It's off the town squircle, you know, where it was last time you saw it. You make your way in. You can introduce yourself to the receptionist, who is someone you've met before, I believe. Well, there's actually a couple of them, but you've met sort of one of the older elven men who's working the reception there, and he sort of looks up as you guys enter, and clearly, like, you strike a bit of a figure. You guys are kind of memorable, and he seems to immediately recognize you. And hello. Are you looking for Zana?
Yes, please.
Go on up. I believe she was expecting you.
That's mighty clever of her. And we will go on up.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's the three stories worth of staircase. Well, yeah, no, 3 stories worth of staircase that takes you to the 4th floor, but it's the 3rd floor because floors. Yeah, you head on up to her office, and the door is closed, but you do immediately hear the sounds of talking from the other side as you walk up.
Can we not open the door and listen? I want to know what's going on.
You wanna? Okay, go ahead and
Like stand outside nonchalantly and also listen.
make a perception check.
We're okay.
Cash money, but yes, well, we're waiting outside. Might as well.
29.
29. You don't make it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. So you hear the sound of Fazana and someone
Can
again.
we just do?
Hmm?
Can we just do like the Scooby-Doo thing where we all just stack up on the door?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, because they
guess so.
get caught. Let's not do that.
Yeah. But you
Yeah,
hear
but they always survive, so.
You hear Fazana and someone you have met once before talking inside. It's Violet, also known as Vimfine.
Oh, actually, not
Yes.
recently broken up Soul Spot Violet. Okay.
Sadly not. As you hear them sort of discussing some things inside. Fazana being like, yes, I know, I'm just gathering my things, they'll be here any minute. And Violet's like, clearly sort of not paying attention by just the sound of nothing happening on her end for a brief moment, and then it's like, what did you say? It's like, yes, I'll be with you in a minute. And you hear some like books falling over, and it's, oh god. I'm like, yes, I believe that was us. Give me a minute. And you hear the sort of like rummaging of some things happening.
I'm just gonna. I was about to say lean down, but I don't need to lean down to whisper in Pandal's ear.
Lean up.
Slightly. You think they need help in there?
I think by the sounds of it, they need help constantly, and I'm gonna open the door.
Okay, you open the door, and yeah, you see Violet is sitting in Vimfine's chair, just sort of feet on the desk, reading something kind of half-heartedly.
While,
If
Violet,
I'm feeling
yeah.
the same person, by the way, just FYI.
Hmm?
You said
Do you mean
Violet
if
sitting in
Violet's chair?
Finn's chair. I was like, she brought her a chair. That's fancy.
Sorry, she's sitting in Fazana's chair.
There you go.
And Fazana is sort of sorting through, as I said before, there's just piles of books everywhere. She's just sorting through some of those books and has clearly just pulled the book out of the bottom of one of these piles, which has just collapsed all over the place. And is trying to like pick them up, and is just restacking books as you guys come in. They both kind of look over and, oh,
Oh,
didn't
hi,
expect-
you're here. Hey, we've got places to be.
Yeah.
Both of you.
And Fazana like looks up. What? Oh, hi.
Yeah, hi.
I thought you would be. And she like looks at pulls out like a pocket watch and knocks it in. I thought you'd be like another 3 hours. And you see Vimfine just like,
Well, you know us. We're magic.
yeah, I didn't. Okay,
Pack your books. I hope they're warded.
really? Yeah, hang on. I just have to. And she just like pulls the book out at the bottom of another of these piles, like grabs it and just yanks it out, and like almost flawlessly does the sort of Jenga thing where the whole thing just falls straight down, except it then begins to tilt over. And she's like, oh no no no!
Get a
And,
mage hand and just like push it up.
yeah, you try and like mage hand, and she like tries to catch it, but being sort of made of lots of different parts, as things do, it just begins to sort of crumble, and all these books just go everywhere into this sort of big piles. Oh, I nearly had that
Nice.
one.
Does anyone have like 1800 gold?
That's quite a bit of money.
Yeah, no, I don't. Why would I have
Can I
1800?
run around and start picking up all of her books and putting them back on the stack?
Yeah, you start like helping
Moving
her
things along.
take her books up.
Just
Vimfine is like clearly sort of not paying too much attention. It's like, I would give it a minute if I were you. She'll be a little while. She seems to have some conviction that one of these books contains some fucking important ritual. So you're not gonna get her to move before that's been found.
Does it involve fun crystals?
No.
Oh.
She didn't mention fun crystals.
Not boring crystals.
She didn't mention crystals, and she like, that, and Fazana like pipes. Someone's like, no, ow, no, the crystals, not part of it. Just need a piece of moon, I think.
Yeah, naturally. Okay, I'll go grab one for you
Right.
while I'm out.
She like picks up,
And you're tall enough, right? Maybe you should get Mathias to grab it.
she picks up one of these,
Ha.
one of the books, and like opens it up, like quickly skims through it, and holds up. Aha! Here we go. Yes, about a foot across, if you could.
Do you have any recommendations where to find that, other than, you know, the bits of the moon that's left?
Well, there's quite a few that have fallen, so...
Know where them
you could
are?
No, you can probably find some in Technoa. Here, this is not important right now. The other one is, I think it's that one, the one she's reading. And, Vimfine just, like, holds the book out towards you guys, sort of displaying the pages. And it has, another ritual, sort of drawn on it. You see, like, a very intricate-looking diagram of, like, a magic circle that you would, sit in to cast a ritual.
Not a squircle?
No. It's actually sort of like a hexagon with a circle around it and a bunch of other circles and, you know, lines all across it and script all around the edges and, you know, magic circles, as magic circles are. But it does seem to have 6 little circles around the outside. Yep, this is the thing she's been going on about. Something about preparation? I don't know. You okay there?
Yeah, I dropped the thing.
No.
Sounded like a small chihuahua.
Preparation.
Yeah.
What
That's what I thought.
for? Exactly.
That's the thing. And Fazana like pipes him like, it's kind of important and sort of not. Look, we need to have this discussion later.
Yeah. Well, we're sort of waiting
Right.
on the two of you.
I am getting things. And she like pulls out another book. This one like off the top of a pile. And, like,
How have I stacked the books yet?
Yes, you've stacked all the books that fell over, but like there are just like floor to ceiling stacks of books just sort of all over the place, covering most of the surfaces in this office. It's a bit of a
Is
mess.
there a specific book, like a title or something I can look for so I can help you move things along? Maybe.
She'll, like,
She's really on edge.
You really don't need to be. This stuff will take time. And she like pulls out this book, as I say, off the top, and like flips through it, and like, and
Oh
I
yes.
think I've
Hi.
found the thing. She like hands you this book, actually, which is a pretty big tome, bound in sort of white leather, with sort of gold words. Do you read Elven?
Let me see.
Because I know you speak any language, but do you read Elven?
I kind of doubt it, but I'll see. I'm pretty sure I only actually read Common and Halfling, but I'll double check. But I'm pretty sure.
Probably. But yeah, it's got a title in Elven and sort of like gold embossed into the top of it. Right. And she picks them up and sort of puts them in a bag, and then heads over to her drawer. Sort of puts
No, I don't read it.
Okay, yeah. So you don't see what the title says, but it's written in something embossed in gold. And she.
I can't read that.
Well, just hold on to that for a minute. And she like puts her foot on the chair that Vimfine's on and just sort of pushes it, like about 2 feet to one side, and then leans down and takes something out from like under, well, not under the floorboards, but like there's a like compartment under where the chair would sit normally, which seems to have a flat base, which would like cover that hole pretty perfectly. And there's a bag in there that she takes out. Looks very suspiciously like a bag of holding. And she takes the book that Vimfine was reading just out of her hands, and the other one that she picked up earlier, and puts them both in the bag. Right, I think we're more or less good to go.
Do you need this back?
Yes, that should probably go in the bag for now. Oh, good point. And she reaches into the desk and pulls out a small green, I say small, it's about 6 inches across, green, like glowing crystal. Puts that in the bag as well. Right.
You're welcome.
Um,
Do you want a blue crystal too? I've got blue crystals.
no.
We all do.
Wait, you have those... Is that... She, like, looks at Coghammer. Is that the Rite of Power ones?
I'll take a couple out.
I think so.
Looks like it. They might be useful. Should we go? I think you
Yeah,
seem
let's
really
go.
in a rush.
They go, bam, doorway. Let's go. We have masks on. Let's go.
Mind your face.
Yeah, do the two have masks?
Yes. What's the name? Does Fazana does sort of reach behind a stack of books and pulls out a very intricate-looking mask and puts it on. Vimfine, on the other hand, just turns
It's
to
a
mist.
vampire. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she just turns to mist and just sort of like follows you guys, just through. And yeah, so you are going to the Isle of Lacero, to the what do you call
The
it?
fun zone.
To the fun zone. Okay.
The Friendship Lodge.
So yeah, you head into this this area. This sort of like big, as I say, they've constructed this big sort of like almost arena-like thing. Kind of naturally out of the environment, but not entirely. And yeah, as the two come through, the other 4, as it would be at this point, are the other 4 goddesses are sort of waiting for you guys on the other side. You did say you were going to go get Fazana. So, you come through into this wide open space. The only other people there are the 4 other goddesses, and they all sort of what's the word? They all look to you, Pandal.
Oh, good.
And then to the sort of like they nod in fucking God, what's her name?
Succession.
Malia. Sorry. Nods in sort of recognition to Fazana, but the others just kind of all look to you, and then she does as well. So, what will we be doing now? I presume you have some plan for this?
Not at all. No.
Yeah, well, that's sort of the point of contention here. Right.
At dawn we plan.
Are we all aware of what is happening?
Don't we plan? Yeah.
Terra sort of still standing like nearly double the height of everyone else. Yes, we are mostly aware.
Right. Are you aware of the consequences to the other planes of the fact that this plane is just leaking flux sort of everywhere and being a real dick about it?
You have mentioned this.
Right. Okay. The last god, whatever, that's the name we're going to work with, just deal with it, is, while destroying everything else, which we don't like, is fixing that, which we do like. And there is the crux of our problem.
Well,
Do you want
and
to?
as much as that's the only working solution now, I'm kind of hoping there'll be a solution where we also get to live.
Yeah. / evacuate a lot of people.
Worst case scenario.
Do you have any method of granting us whatever powers we once had? And sort of Vimfi's like, yeah, they... As she sort of rematerializes next to you guys. We don't have those anymore. Be great if we did, but we don't, so I don't know what we can do to help you.
Maybe the crystal ritual or something?
Yeah, the problem is we have about as much information as you do. We're sort of hoping if we just sort of like put you all in the same room, you'll come up with a great idea of how to get your like superpowers back or whatever. 'Cause that seems quite important.
Fazana pulls out the bag and sort of starts rifling through and pulls out the book that Vimfian was reading earlier. Yes, I have this one. It's... Okay, so there's a ritual that apparently not me, someone older than me wrote, and he said in this, it like prepares your body to accept great powers or something like that. So I think we should do that. That seems important. That'll take about a day to do, so it's not that long. I mean, it'll be long, but not probably compared to whatever we have to do. And from the research I've been doing over the last few days, there is one way, and it might also be the same way that this last dickhead got his power. But it does require going to Ezith and sacrificing about 6,000 people. So not ideal.
That's quite a lot.
We can't do that. SF doesn't have any people in it anymore.
Well, we could bring the people with us, but again, not ideal.
It could work though, so still on the table.
The alternative is, and she like pulls out a different book, is this one, and like rifles through it and sort of hands the book to whoever takes it, and
I'll take it.
oh, okay, yeah, you take it. And it's just open on a page where you see the incredibly intricate looking, and just from your brief knowledge, incredibly powerful arcane circle. There is another ritual which we could do, but we will need a reagent I don't have, and it would take about 30 days to do. That might work though.
Does that work for all of you at once, or do you have to do that one at a time?
It would work for everyone.
Okay.
I assume the sacrificing 6,000 works one at a time?
No, that also should do, I mean, it'd be 1,000 people each, I think.
Oh, okay, well that's far more manageable then.
Yeah, well, it's not the
What's
like
this?
millions you needed before, because we didn't last time, apparently. So we sacrificed 1 million people each, or something like that. Or someone else did?
Charming of you.
I'm not
Jesus.
quite sure.
Is that how Buttercup's family died?
Who?
Buttercup.
Oh yeah, we met like a...
Probably.
Yeah, that might be a good point. Did you wipe out an entire race of beings?
I don't
Apart
have any
from, like,
memory
what?
of it.
Right, let's just not try to dig up any.
Yeah,
old-
whatever.
He's like a primordial, like color shifting yellow little friend.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Violet like
He used to be
shrugs.
friends with Vimpine.
Doesn't sound like anyone I'd know.
He was like super old or something. Anyway,
We
not the
couldn't
point.
actually
Whatever.
fancy
You may
him.
have massacred people. That's haven't we all really?
Not
Well,
not us as we are. Vimpin,
yes, but like goddess is you.
I
Right,
Guilt
can't
by
be respons-
association.
I can't be held responsible for power drunk me. That wasn't power drunk. That was just. Look, it's not my fault.
it's irrelevant now.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, magic reagent. You mentioned a piece of the moon. I hope that was a joke.
No. It would need to be about a foot across for it to work for 6 people.
Big piece of the moon?
Yes.
Yikes.
Well, Mathias, you
No.
can fly and you don't need to breathe, I guess. So
I do need to breathe.
You've been like up in the sky before, Mathias. You can do that again, right?
I have.
The
That-
moon didn't
I-
change in size when you like went into space. Just
That-
saying.
That was under very magical circumstances. I don't think I'm pulling that one off again.
But yeah, but Akane has like the sky droplet.
That's a
Glowing.
story.
That's
Whatever.
a star.
I didn't understand the whole stars thing when it was brought up. But yeah, she has that. Is that gonna like help?
Okay.
That's not a moon. We would need a bit
Yeah,
of a
but
moon.
it's like close to it, isn't it? I thought they were like both in the sky.
Yeah,
Can we make a
Okay. Something.
you might be able
Oh,
to.
you're right.
I mean, you had those blue crystals. You could probably find one on Technora, actually. Be really, really expensive, though.
Moonbees?
Techno is the one that you could like with the super big city that I bought
Infinite
Immortal
City.
Thread in, right?
Okay.
No, that's
Where is
Garazeth. Technoa is the
Oh,
plane.
Techno is the find anything place.
It's the plane of the Infinite City.
The find
Okay.
anything place?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Hang
Probably
on.
Find one in Technoa.
Let's try to think practically for a second. How?
Right.
Just very straightforward. We can teleport. How do we teleport to the moon? Is that an option?
Could you teleport back?
With the gate, I guess.
Again, we can
Um,
teleport.
Are there any gates there?
Well, the gate can get you
No,
back.
but
The gate can
yeah.
start from anywhere.
Gate does take 6 seconds to open. Mechanic,
That is true.
essentially.
Right.
We don't
so,
know about atmospheres. We've never been up there.
That's a real
First,
good way for
how
the
do
campaign to end.
so first and
2,000.
foremost, how do we teleport someone to the moon? And second, how do we get them back?
Maybe we don't need to teleport someone. If we can make a gate to the moon, we can just like reach in and grab it and then pull it back.
Right. I'm
Right?
kind of expecting someone's gonna have to dig that up. And Mathias looks at Coghammer.
Eh?
Well,
yeah,
can't we send Tara?
Coghammer, obviously the choice for
A
doing
what?
heavy lifting. What are you?
I can always burn some incense and see if there's other spots.
Could we send Tara because she's a rock?
Can we?
I don't know. We still need to get there.
She sort of.
Is there any gates there?
I can look.
Do you intend to look?
I'm not. I'm gonna say that I can. I'm not gonna
Okay.
look right now.
I'll have a look, Solid.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, be my guest, be a dumbass. Have a look for gates near
Intelligence.
the moon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for a gate on the moon.
Okay, and save, I believe.
Yeah, it's a DC 10.
Yep, you're fine.
The-
Matthias, as you try, for the first time ever, you don't get anything from the cube. Your vision sort of fades to black as it like tunnel visions in on the face on the cube. You get no feelings whatsoever before a few seconds later your vision returns to you.
No gate on the moon.
Well, should it just like show you the closest one?
Um,
Oh, that's how it works, right? You just pick a spot. And...
well, I didn't sense anything at all.
Either
So,
that's a really
I'm-
fucked gate, or
Either
it's
that, or it's just too far away.
yeah, maybe.
Either way, I'm considering it not an option.
Yeah, okay, that's
Or
fine. Okay.
maybe because the moon is like a bunch of dust, it didn't actually know where you wanted to be close to because there's not like one moon. There's like just dust.
But yeah, but it's like an area though.
Well, there is
Either
a.
way,
It's like
not
shards,
an
isn't
option.
it? It's not like
There's still a major chunk of it.
it's
Like
that long.
there's still a massive part of the moon, and then there's a bit that's shattered off. Not the whole thing.
Fucking aim the rod at it and hope something falls.
Shoot and he scores. Wait, 10,000
It's an
years
option, actually. You're not. It's not gonna land, but
Can't wait till we find out we're on a Discord and then we're just like, just because gravity just goes down. It'll actually just work and land in the ocean somewhere.
so
Yargon.
yes.
I don't suppose Mathias has any recollection of the University of Korea keeping just a piece of moon rock somewhere in its storehouses.
You.
Well, not
know for-
anymore, probably.
You know for a fact they didn't have any.
Okay.
Like stars, though, Moonrock is incredibly powerful magically. Unlike stars, Moonrock sort of comes in all shapes and sizes, and the bigger, the more powerful, the rarer.
I assume a foot by a foot is like a lot.
Yeah, that's a shit ton of moon rock.
If we just got like a tiny bunch of dust, could we like substitute it? You know,
It would need to be.
does it have to be like one lump?
Yeah, it does sort of need to be. Didn't you say you had those blue things? They might help.
No,
How many of those do you have?
I have quite a few.
Got
400
100 on-
of them, and I can go and get more.
I've got 100 on me.
We've got hundreds of them.
That
We can
might
just go
help.
get more. We know Buttercup, he's nice.
If his island still exists. Remember how we ran away from the island because it was heading right for Azeroth?
Yeah, but he
And
like might be
Buttercup
fine.
was
He's
all
like,
Buttercup was all like, "Oh, fate will carry me in the right direction." You know?
I do think he sounded like that actually. Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what he sounds like in my head.
Oof.
I think you might have hit your head, but since like Buttercup and now, but yeah, sure. Was it the screaming tentacle people? It might have been the screaming tentacle people.
What? That's just what everyone sounds like.
That's a lovely sound.
Sorry.
Rustle, rustle, tinfoil.
God, it's like being in a call with Yargon when he's trying to eat something.
Russell effort.
So,
You found my hat.
Yeah.
I guess you could try. If you've got a few hundred of them, that might work.
Do we just like sing a song and then get some moonrock, or do we substitute them for moonrock, or what's the tea?
There's a ritual that, when she like, looks at Coghammer, that Hammercog over here knows. I think. You have it in your book, don't you?
Yeah.
Right.
The blue one.
That might be able to make some. I don't know.
Okay, well, count how many crystals do we actually have? I've got 400. Matthias, you said you had 100.
100.
Any other takers?
From what I've seen and my few experiments, about like 25 was enough for half an inch. And I mean, like, it does work on the largest side, I think. So you should need 600 or 700, something like that.
Anyone else got a bunch of crystals?
I can check.
Apparently not.
Well, thanks for the support, guys. I mean, we can go try finding Buttercup again, but again, his island might just be dust on dust on dust. Which
I do have 12 blue crystals, but
okay.
like that.
Something.
Yeah, that brings our running total up by 12. That's something.
How much you guys are at?
112.
How many?
I'm not a mathematician, but that's some way off 700.
How many did you say?
512.
512. Oof. You only need
Let me check.
88 more.
My internet is being slow.
Yeah, what do we have? 88 more is the real question.
Minimum.
I think so. Smart, yes.
I got 100 blue crystals.
There we go.
That's
what we wanted.
But
Yeah, so we've got enough, really, for a foot of moon rock.
it's quite difficult to make things like that. I mean, you've read it, right? But like, you could certainly try. It's definitely worth giving it a go.
I mean, yeah, it is worth giving it a go.
I mean, if that fails, then you can probably sell it and go to, you know, Techno and do it. So
Yeah, how much would a like foot by foot like lump of moon rock cost in Technoa?
it depends where you get it.
Okay. Well, somewhere in Technoa is a good start.
Yeah, but it depends on the exact shop. I haven't really been there in the last. Actually, I don't think I've ever been there, so I wouldn't know.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
Right.
like, around here, you're looking at about 300 to 400 million million gold. So
Right.
quite.
Yes,
a
of
lot
course,
money.
pocket change that we definitely can make.
Well, I
Who would
mean,
you even sell it to if we had it? Like, let's say we make not quite enough.
the
Who would we
University
sell
of-
that to?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's someone in Techno you could sell that stuff to. I haven't been
Oh,
there.
Techno, that makes sense.
Isn't
Right,
there
do we have an easy way of reaching Techno? So I need to check the,
your...
Well,
I don't know if you saw, but I have 20.
gate around the
Crystals.
realm seeming again, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, hold on, where is Techno
much as
on
I'm
the
not a
little
fan.
pie?
It
Because we
is the
can just
far
hop-
left axis of the
Okay, it's
civilization.
far- Ugh. Okay.
Past Trimoria.
So really, we can hop to Realm Sea because we know a gate in Realm Sea, and then we can just hop to Technoa, right?
Yes, if you know a gate there,
Can
or you
like-
can find a natural opening.
Yeah, we can. But like, I can eyeballs. We can. Okay. Can I like do my little like magic scry to find a gate thing? Does that have to be adjacent planes as well?
Yes.
Fuck. So we need to go to the Realm Sea, do a like big look, find one, and then hop.
Yeah. I mean, you will find a natural opening otherwise, because you can do that.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like that's gonna be so much easier, and then we don't risk
Yeah.
Mathias getting like de-realityed again.
Also a good idea.
Yeah.
I
Not
doubt
think
you have the money to buy it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But like, what if we manage to make not quite enough from the big blue crystal ritual of fun? Especially if we have like
Didn't
what?
Akane have like 100 as well, though? I feel
Yeah,
like
well,
I
though we've
asked
got
for
like
100.
yeah, we need about 600,
Ah.
and we've got 632 by my count.
hmm
So if we just dump all of them in, we should, because we know the green crystal ones. It's better to like overestimate, but if we overestimate by 32, we should be alright. That's
Yeah.
like, you know, if that's like 5%.
Yeah.
Like over, so we should be okay.
Because they do fluctuate.
Fluctuate. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think blue crystals is a good start, and if we make something that isn't quite enough out of that, we can sell it on Technoa and then trade up, you know?
Right. Whilst you do that, here, Vimpin, take this. Hands are,
Where are we even gonna find that thing?
hands are at the book. Find what thing?
That moon rock. As from what I understand, that plane is just one big sprawling city.
Well, I mean,
Ask
yeah,
someone. Coghammer can do his magic,
it.
like, no stuff. See if
Right.
that works.
Whilst you guys are doing that and sorting that out, I'm gonna get started on this one. I mean, it's gonna take us like 31 days to do all this, so
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, have fun.
yeah. Just come drop it off, I guess, behind me when you get it.
Do you need it by the ritual completion, or...
By the start of the
Like-
the other ritual, so
Oh, okay, fair.
you've got a day, I guess. Otherwise, we're gonna be taking time.
This sounds like a futile goose chase to me.
Well, the
do you have a
alternative
better
is
suggestion?
murdering a lot of people, which I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Again, is
I
a
agree on that.
possibility. I can rustle up 6,000 rapscallions like that. It's not difficult.
Vimfine, like, nods. And it is quite a lot of blood. I'd rather not waste it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but there'll be like the rest of people to drink from, so...
Well, you see,
Take it or
the
leave
whole
it.
point is that we're trying not to sacrifice a bunch of people for the sake of other people, so let's just carry that all the way through.
I mean, yeah, but like, again, I would rather 6,000 than all of us, you know?
Yeah, but the
Fazana?
zero option exists
Yeah,
as well, so...
Can I help you?
Can we try the ritual at your place? So you know, we're not just some random place.
Why is that gonna make a difference?
Cause well, we have to go to Military
Why?
to do it. Your book said so. It's like all fucky everywhere else.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
that's the flux. She pulls out the crystal that she picked up earlier, and like holds it up, and it's now like glowing quite brightly. We should be fine here, actually. My books aren't ordered, so I have one of these. It's a piece of the crystal from under the palace that I didn't steal, and so we should be safe here for now. This will last about a month, which is good because we need about a month.
I'm glad you didn't seal it. I was so worried about the morality of this operation was about to be fully compromised.
Yeah, no, yeah, not stolen.
Mhm.
Good.
I'm just gonna take out the book and open it and just grumble. Fucking books.
What? What?
Huh, what?
I don't like books.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Coghammer just
Good.
full on shouting. What?
She places the crystal like on the floor and then sits like with it like just behind her, about like a foot behind her actually, and sort of gestures for the others to sort of sit down and like starts trying to arrange where they're sitting and starts beginning to perform a ritual.
Do you need this whole room, or can we just like use this as well for like all the magic?
It's sort of the center. It's like a dome, so you're fine on that side.
Okay, we'll just like stay in the not corner because it's a dome. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess let's do this thing as soon as possible.
So are we giving you all of our crystals? Yeah.
To who?
Coghammer, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is the ritual? Coghammer, tell us.
I'm gonna like go to the book.
Okay. Yeah.
Ah,
You-
Matthias. You're a
Fine.
book people.
I'll read it.
You've got him there.
Okay. You read it. I mean,
Yeah, just gonna like read it with him. Well, not out loud.
essentially, you create an object from, like these blue crystals. It can be sort of anything, but like the more you're asking for with the less crystals, the more likely it is to just utterly fuck up, and or to have really nasty side effects, which will affect whatever you create, not you.
Right. Okay.
But yeah,
You might just get a fucked bit of moon.
similar to everything else, though, it is pretty standard. Like, sit in a circle, start, doing your ritual casting. Like, sit down, draw a circle, start ritual casting, and you summon it in the circle, and you will need a circle that can encompass whatever it is. So don't make an inch across circle for a foot thing, and
No.
don't try and summon a house inside something like that, because that goes really, really poorly. The warnings are all at the end.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So final crystal count.
Mhm.
I've got 400. Akane has
I have
100.
20.
I have 100.
You have 100.
I have 20.
20. Sauriv, you said you had 12, and Coghammer none.
You have 632 between you.
Yeah, I have 12.
Okay. Yeah. So 632 between us.
Yeah.
Final count. I assume it's going to be like, here is the resource pile. It's 632 fun-time blue crystals we're
Right.
never going to use. Sad face.
Just put those to the side. I've got a big circle to draw first.
Well, big for you, yeah.
Are you happy to do some ritual casting today, Coghammer, while reading? Because in all
I mean-
seriousness, we're gonna need all the magic we can get to summon
Not so
this
much
thing.
the reading part, but
I'm gonna remind
I've
myself
done one of
of-
these circles before.
Do you have a steady hand?
So is Matthias.
I do now, and I just wave with my metal arm.
Hey,
Fine, sure, whatever.
I contributed.
Hey.
Tell me when you nerds are ready, and I'll like pep talk or something.
I'll start drawing the circle.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it. Screw it, might as well go for 2 feet.
Also, if we do
across.
this tomorrow, my
Sure.
pep talks will be like slightly better. Just FYI.
I mean, if we can do it tomorrow, then I've got
yeah.
plenty of time to prep.
It is about
Possible.
midday.
We should do it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
How long does it take to prep?
I mean, to actually like do it, but you will need like all the things. It's going to take you like about 10 minutes. It's a
Okay,
ritual.
but yeah, but like, okay, so we can do it today feasibly then.
So just draw this circle, summon Moonstone. Hey, let's try.
Yeah, hey, that's
That's-
wait 30 days for this thing to do.
Okay.
I have just noticed something in my inventory that I don't remember writing.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
Bottle of whiskey, hot.
Oh yeah,
Not
that's me.
hot
That was
bottle of
last.
whiskey.
last session. Basically, Felix's sister cat.
Oh yeah.
We went back to
Okay.
Matthias' house, and she left a bunch of whiskey in Matthias' room, so I got you a bottle. So that's a little gift.
Every
me, well,
surface in his
you're
room had a bottle of whiskey, like glued to it.
So you have that
Yeah.
now, effectively from Co. That
Yeah.
I was like,
Yay.
have one.
There was also a ball of yarn on the doorstep, which nobody picked up.
Yeah, we just left it there. Seemed nice. Decoration.
For what?
It's not our yarn, is it?
Ball of yarn. Well, it was yours.
Oh.
Well, actually, I guess it can't.
Yo, it's like my plus
Yeah, actually, it's a
magic
garnet.
yarn, I'm so upset.
Mathias doesn't own a house anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
It's also true. It's also Akane's
Yeah.
legally, which is never
Yeah.
really not funny.
And the one who has all the testament papers and such was the one who yoked the entire university. So
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
crime lord. So, in fact, I think that
I'd like to imagine that
was
she still
cleared
put
before
them
her
through.
crime lord spree, though. If Akane's rooming got fixed,
It did.
so
So, what's yeah, what are you doing? You doing a ritual?
yeah, I assume so. Unless does someone have a reason to
So,
not do that?
who is casting?
Are you inspiring them?
you know,
I'm going to inspire whoever's casting.
Me!
all the ritual casters here together, if possible.
One person is casting.
Okay, hold on. What is the role to cast it? Is it Arcana?
Yes.
Is it a casting stat?
Does
It's
anyone-
Arcana.
It's
Does
Arcana.
anyone beat +10?
Must be capable of ritual casting, and you must be able to read ancient.
I take
So
those
it's
both
literally
boxes.
like
Yeah, which limits
I
it
do
to-
not. I do not beat the 10, but I do have lucky.
Yeah, I'll just, well, hey,
don't
Coghammer,
have
can't you just,
lucky.
like,
If someone can get
give
me
up
a-
your little like slab to Mathias? A slab of fun times.
What?
Your fun time achievement slab. His like his little plate that gives him lucky. There's an
Oh.
achievement on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
if that's
'Cause
possible.
it's a short rest to attune to it, and we've like. And you can have it straight back. I just feel like it might be better because it like makes things slightly better, and I feel like it might be worth it on the moon being summoned because there's a million ways this can go wrong and only one way it goes right.
And as you like to point out, I am
You've
the book
just given
nerd,
me
so I
an
will be
amazing
doing
idea
this.
of how this could go wrong.
No.
Just bring the whole moon to us. Yeah, that's great. Thanks. Good job, me.
Better give it back.
The
He
circle's
will, I'll
just
make
the bit
it,
where it's
I
touching
promise.
the ground.
You know, the last time you messed with me.
Yeah, that's true, Mathias. He makes it valid.
I won't keep it. I'll just use it for this once, and whenever we really need to use it.
Okay, so you're
Yeah, I'll
retuning
keep
to
that.
his lucky thing. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I guess he attunes to it first before we do
gonna
the
take an
ritual, so he
hour.
can have
I'm
lucky.
just gonna cast contingency in the meantime.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna
um,
do a cheerleading routine.
Yeah, when it's time to inspire, I'll join the cheerleading routine, and I'll use that to inspire them when it's time to inspire them.
Sure. Right.
Have a little dance.
Matthias,
Boy,
you can't attune to it.
why?
You're not sure. It
Well, that's
just
disappointing.
doesn't seem to work.
Such a good plan. Fuck me sideways.
You spend an hour with it, and you're trying to get a connection, but you can't get it to seem to connect to you.
Are you attuned to 3 things? Does your body count as something to be attuned to? What's
Oh,
going
God.
on, Mathias?
Did Coghammer unattune?
Attuning something forcefully unattuned to someone else. But no,
you
Coghammer, you are not forcefully unattuned.
Oh, it's made friends with Coghammer. It's like, I like this one. He's my favorite.
See, now
I
here's
will
the
not pick this
question.
one up.
Does Mathias tell the group, or does he just go ahead with it anyway?
Well, what's your plan then? It's
I'm
up
not
to you.
Guys,
Yeah.
I can't attune to that thingy. I don't know
Give me
why.
an M. Give me an
M.
A. Give me a
A.
what the fuck. Why not?
What the what?
No idea. Coghammer, you can have this back.
I'll just take
Is
it
there,
back.
Yeah.
is there
you take
any
it.
other
I just
edge?
launch my grappling hook straight at it.
Shit. Okay, is there any other edge I can get here? Will I just look over all
you're
the
already
gods
pretty
present
edgy.
here?
I mean, okay, here's the thing. You have, what, +9 Arcana? Or plus 10? +10. I have +4. I also can inspire myself, so that's irrelevant. I also never roll 1s and am lucky, so I feel like it's still better for you to do it,
Right.
because the DC might be like 30.
Can
I
you
will say-
inspire me?
Do we want
Yeah.
Matthias's dice for this?
Yeah, that's also another point. Is it Mathias we want
Do
doing
we?
this?
I don't think so.
Help for advantage, or is that not
No.
a no-no time?
It's
Because Coghammer can
essentially
read
casting
ancient.
a spell.
Yeah, I can read ancient.
Can you
Yeah.
use lucky
Okay.
if you have luck? Can you use a luck point to make someone else
You
reroll?
can't. No,
No.
it's just
No.
you.
I'm
you.
just gonna look over the gods and ask them if they've got any edge they can give me on in this.
Yeah. Is that...
You look over at them. Fazana is like already chanting away, doing something, and
Right.
of the others, you get one response from Terra, who just shakes her head in your direction.
Wait, hold on. It's an Arcana check, right?
Yes.
They check. Okay, I can just cast enhanceability on you.
That would be great.
Think of it the same as counterspell.
Ah, so that works. Nice.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah,
an
so I
A.
can cast a thing
Hold
on
on, let me check
Give me
my...
an A. Give me a T.
you.
How do you spell? How do
Watch
you spell
Mathias
it?
get buffed to shit and still rolling that.
Still roll 2 nat ones if you're a fucking moron.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Matthias, how many
One nat
T's is
one.
in your name? R in your name?
What?
Oh,
T's.
it's just
One.
Mathai. Like
One
I can't
T?
even. Never mind. Put
Okay.
the A and the I wrong way around. Never mind. Are you ready, Matthias? This is your buff song. We're doing a buff for Matthias. He's gonna cast and probably kill us all by crashing the moon into this place, but it's fine because we believe in him.
Wonderful.
Matthias!
So, you cast
Yay.
Enhanceability and Inspire
I cast
Matthias.
enhanceability.
Alright, how
I
long
inspire my good
Enhanceability
half-elf.
last?
An hour.
Enhanceability lasts. But it's
Alright.
concentration, but not
Yeah.
them.
1
It
hour?
lasts some amount.
Okay.
I don't know.
Coghammer
up to
says
an
an
hour.
hour. Okay, cool.
Okay.
And Bardic Inspiration is what, 10 minutes, I
10
believe?
minutes. Yes.
Right, okay.
It
Enhanceability.
worked on the rituals before, so I assume it works again.
By how much does my Arcana go up?
Advantage.
It doesn't. You just get advantage.
Oh, advantage. I'll
and then you
take
get
it.
a D10.
Advantage plus 1d10. Alright. So, Matthias, as you pile all these crystals into the center of it and begin to chant away and start casting your ritual, you see the crystals begin fizzling one by one, melting almost as they rise up into this sort of spiky blue, quite hot-looking sphere of blue crystal stuff in the center of this. I need you to roll me an Arcana check.
A death save.
I feel like an absolute cunt for suggesting it, but should I GM roll this?
No.
Yes.
No, just roll. No,
No.
okay,
No.
we'll just roll at advantage and
Just fucking roll it.
Did I roll the D10 or do you want to do it?
Oh my god. I'll roll the d10 on top of that.
Yeah,
'cause
roll the
fuck
D10.
this.
Do it.
Disappointed you didn't get the 11, honestly.
I'm not good with how this is
32.
going.
Honestly, I'm kind
D10.
of disappointed
Roll
as
the
well.
D10.
D10. It's at least 30.
Oh. I
30.
Hey,
rolled
that's
the D10.
32.
Alright.
Yes.
That's not bad.
That's a
Okay.
good roll.
That's not
32.
bad.
Minor side effect. Wonderful. Matthias.
Seriously?
It's something a bit of the
Minor
fucking
side-
mood, my dude.
minor-
It's like the most magical reagent.
Yeah, it's
The fact this
the,
works is a miracle.
the most
I would like to
possible.
point out, I did say it was a 2-foot circle.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
it is big.
Yeah, this is the largest, the most powerful possible reagent in this universe that you're attempting to summon. And as you do so, Matthias, this sphere of sort of crystalline goop begins to sort of solidify into a ball in front of you, changing in colour to a dull grey as it slowly forms into a spherical grey rock, which, after a brief moment, sort of gently lands on the floor in front of you. It just appears to be a dull grey rock.
Holy shit.
Hey, is this a rock or is
I'm
this
just
it?
gonna
Do we do it?
look over, look at it carefully, not touching it.
Mhm.
Hey, guys, I got what you're asking for, I think. I'm just gonna very like, after having a look at the texture and all, I'm gonna very gently touch it.
Before you do that, make a perception check as you're looking at it.
Okay?
Yeah, are we all looking at it? How's this?
Can I make a perceiving?
Yes,
Are we all, like,
anyone who
having
wants
a
to can.
stare? Yeah, because I figure we're all like, oh my god, it's
What
a
the
big
shit?
skyrock.
What the shit is this?
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable with this, honestly.
Yeah, no, I don't like this. I don't know what this is. I don't trust it.
Okay, it'll come back to bite you soon.
Probably.
Pandal? Not Pandal. Sauriv, you rolling? Well, I can't, you're not viewing things.
What is it, perception?
Yes.
Looky look.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Cool. No, you're not seeing things.
Well,
yet.
that wasn't worth it.
Okay,
Look at that grey rock.
so Coghammer, Pandal, and Mathias. You note that although it seems to be sitting on the floor perfectly still, where it has touched the grass, you do note the grass seems to just pass into it and stop. And as like a brief breeze comes through, as, you know, any kind of movement to the grass, you know, it comes away. As if it, like, anywhere the grass has interacted with it, it's just disappeared.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't look good at all. Does it look like it's sinking?
Nobody
No,
touched it.
it's not sinking, it's just floating.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Hang on, what?
It's floating.
So
It looks like it's sitting on the floor, but in actual fact it appears to have eaten a small part of the floor and is floating.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay.
So the floor disappears or the rock disappears?
Piece of the floor disappears, but the grass
Okay,
that's going into it.
way more reassuring than the rock
Grass seems to go into.
Oh, yeah, disappear.
So guys. Wait, does the grass disappear or does it go into it? Seem to go into it because those are two different things.
Well, it doesn't make any sort of, like, thing. Anywhere the grass would press against it, it seems to be completely able to just go into it. But then,
Right.
whenever that grass would come, like, moves away and it would come out, it just doesn't. It's just,
Okay, so it's
Disappear.
like
Like
eating
Spear of
away.
Annihilation
it's
mood.
disappeared. Yeah, Spear of Annihilation, pretty good comparison, but
Oh, minor side effect, fantastic.
I don't know if you know that.
Okay,
Yeah,
nobody touched this thing. Ever.
Why?
you don't want to know what large side effects are.
Yeah, well, look at that grass that it
It's eaten
destroyed.
the floor.
Interesting.
It might only be organic things, it might be everything. I don't want to touch it, I don't want to
Can I
fuck with
throw
it.
a dart at it?
Let's no.
If you break it,
Nobody
we're
touched
fucked.
this thing. Nobody do anything with this thing except for casting rituals with it. Got
Aw.
that?
We just
I look at the gods. Got that?
They, again, mostly seem to be busy, although Terra, who is not paying much attention to what they're doing, sort of nods in your direction. It clearly
Hey,
doesn't.
the flux doesn't work here. We can just write them a note.
Right.
Just be like, hey, don't touch it. It's scary.
And then stick the note on top of it.
Which part of not touching it do
Yeah,
you not
that's-
understand?
Literally the opposite of the thing that people are saying around you. If you have ears, you'd notice that.
You know, that was very mean, Pandal. I don't think that was necessary.
Well, I mean, Nor was trying to throw a dart at it, but you almost went for it. So maybe be very delicate with the magical reagent that might be, you know, the key to not having the entire world be destroyed.
Exactly.
I feel like that might be sort of a generally good policy.
Yeah.
And you do have ears, I can see that, don't worry. It's just stressed. Moon. That's usually in the sky, not like here. It's weird.
It is weird.
But we've
Are
got
we
it
gonna
now.
go space traveling? I thought we were gonna go like plane hopping or something. I was excited.
Well, sorry to
We got the
disappoint.
moon now.
Hmm.
I don't think we need anything else. I mean, it might be a good idea to spend the time trying to find other ways to plug the holes in, you know, this plane.
Well, if we've got this time anyway, we can still go back to Cory and figure out what that woman is up to.
Or
yeah,
we
we
could go
could, but
back
does
to
matter?
Offlock and kill that guy with a tomato.
Honestly, I do have a
um,
guy to murder with the
What
tomato.
about Yosha?
Well, the thing is that Getsun chick might still be of some help.
But
Or
yeah,
we
but she's
could
also a
go-
I
crime
don't
boss.
think she is
Or
Mathias.
we could go to Vornadur and see if my parents are still alive.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a billion and one things we have to do. I know Sauriv wants to go to Vanas, I think. Correct me if it is Vanas that you want to go to, Sauriv, right?
I mean, it's furthest, but
yeah, I
yeah,
believe it is. So,
Vanas.
that's where he
I
needs
think we
kill
should
the
go to
large one.
Offlock first.
yeah, I don't really need to be there any time.
Does
I
Marlie
mean,
even-
I'd like to
What
be there
about
as soon as
Yosha?
possible, but it's not the timer.
Yeah, again, I was going to say, you know, the one where people's families are dying. That seems, or at least get news of whether it's spread to beyond just Ezith.
Really?
But I mean, like, it seems like sort of the most pressing thing. offense, Akane, and your, but I feel like your family have sort of been mostly wiped out and exiled for like a while, whereas this plague of death sand is sort of new.
I can't hear a thing because my internet is shit and it's like someone is fast forwarding that little track.
Lovely.
Rip.
Can you hear us yet? Tell us at what point you can hear us.
Sibboleth.
Aboleth.
Sibboleth.
Cease.
Cease.
So, what was Pandal saying? Because I couldn't hear a thing.
I was saying, hey, we should probably go to Vornador and just at least figure out if the plague has spread
Hello?
beyond Ezith.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
Rick.
That again seems like the highest priority thing.
Vornador's
Hold
not the
on,
place
something
you'd
is
go to do that,
wrong
by the
here.
way.
Yeah, no, but Marley's like, that's where my family is.
Yeah, Isle of Crag's
I'm
probably
like,
the
that's closer
best
than-
way to see if it's moved on or
Hello?
not. Hello.
What was, sorry?
Isle of Crag, it's the island with the mountains on it, north of
Oh,
Vornador.
okay. I
Hello.
mean, yeah, well, actually, we could just try and make a gate there. If people want to do something else, we can just try and have a peep, see if things are going okay over there,
Hmm.
'Cause if it's fucked, then we might have a problem.
Rick, you
Ah.
here? You there? You good?
Finally. Fucking hell.
Oh, hi.
You good? Nice.
So, what was Pandal saying?
Should probably not go to Yosa just yet.
Yeah, we should
check
not go
if,
to we should not go to Yota yet. We should go,
check if
like,
it's like
find out if
eating
the
the
plague's
continent.
spreading. Depending on that, decide.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I said, seems like,
Vornador!
well, I get. Do we go straight to Vornador, or should we just go to Isle of Crag first to see if the plague spread there, and then we can like check up on people for social calls? Because if we find out it is spreading, then it's slightly more than just a social call.
I
Yeah,
feel like we
sure.
should go to Vornador first because, what if it's already on the isle?
Well,
Well,
then
then
we'll
we'll
know about it because
probably
we'll
see
open
it.
the gate, we'll see it because we've opened gates to it
Right.
before and seen it, and it hasn't hurt us. So we see it, we go, oh shit, oh fuck, and then, are fine.
Fair enough.
I mean, Mathias, you want to have a look for the gate on the Isle of, what did you say, Isle of Crag?
Yes.
1 G
K-R-A-G.
7 Gs.
Isle
Sure
of Crack.
Crag.
Crag,
K-R-A-G.
Yeah, we can just
Oh, I thought it was a different track.
have a scry.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So you feel yourself being pulled into the cube, as happens, and you feel your you feel your vision like fade, and your senses will fade and change, and after a moment you feel this sort of darkness of the tunnel vision as you're used to, but you begin to feel an archway, the cold wind rushing past, sea crashing not too far below. You can feel a huge, insanely big rail above you. You can feel one of the rails of Coria, which means you're quite close to it, and you feel the presence of cold sea air. And then after a moment, your vision snaps back.
Well, it didn't feel cursed, so let's go have a look.
No running through, just
How many-
open the gate. That's literally all the information we need.
How many charges do we have left on this thing anyway?
As far as we know, it doesn't have charges, it just does its thing.
Fair enough, I'll open the gate.
One day we're going to be really screwed. But for now, as far as we know, just works.
Okay, so you open the gate. You see the very northern end of the Isle of Crag. You see the sea sort of below you. Where the rails leave the Isle of Crag, you see them sort of disappearing out over the waters. And you can see sort of below you the harsh, rocky surface, covered in places as it is by birdshite. And
Okay.
basically nothing else. The Isle of Crag has next to nothing on it. You see that there is a large mountain sloping up behind you. And you see the... well, actually, no, you don't see that from where you are. But you do see the rails sort of disappearing off towards the horizon, although...
That's a long way to climb.
What? You see them curving off towards the left, but they don't seem to quite reach... well, they go over the horizon. You don't see where they go to from here.
There's no trains other than Coria, is there?
There's quite a
Well,
few, just
no
none of them
working
work.
ones.
We can just walk the bridge
Why would we want to go to
yeah,
Ezra?
why would we want to do that?
to see how far it spread. To see
Oh.
if it's spreading on the rails.
Yeah, but is it worth it if we just keep checking back? Then are we just gonna be fine?
And I think now that we're here anyway, I think it's worth to go and have a look, see how far it has
Wouldn't it just
progressed.
be a waste of time now at this point?
Well, we're not actually there. We just opened the gate.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, like, we could go, but if there's other stuff that we want to get done, like check on Marlie's family, deal with like Yosa's whole situation, go kill Sauriv's like mean family because they suck, like
Maybe
there's
we
other
should
stuff.
shouldn't just look at this island, but like other places as well.
Yeah, that's true, but we've also got to find gates. Is the
Like
thing.
the northern
Because
region
it started
equinox.
like over here somewhere.
That's true.
Yes.
Coghammer makes a very
I
valid point.
saw a wizard once, and he looked in on someone by just like sitting down for 10 minutes. Can you do that?
What?
What?
Well, I was talking to this wizard, and he was like, "I will spy on your family," and then he was like, "I'm gonna do spying," and then he sat
Oh.
down, did like a ritual, and then he was like, "They're fine."
Well, you remember
Wow.
how I asked for 1800 gold coins?
When?
When
Earlier?
Oh. No,
Yeah,
I don't.
It's gonna cost me a lot of money before I can do that, but I can do it.
Well, I was gonna think about looking into that actually. That was what I was gonna take at 15th level. I was gonna take Scry because I really want it.
I've just gotta have the money to fucking write it down in a spellbook.
That's gonna cost you like so much money. It's like,
I know. Well, it's not 1800.
Scry is a great
That's
spell
like
to have
a lot of
multiple
spells.
copies.
I think we should rob a bank.
We should what?
I'm not gonna give you any of my money because my platinum is for bringing back Pandal's life.
There is definitely what do you call it? There would definitely be banks you actually know of, Sauriv. In Vernus, in the River District.
Oh, is there?
So it's like I have one in mind. I've been planning this since I was 3.
I mean, the River District's where like a shit ton of money is, but
I have 101 platinum.
Could you say that a lot of money flows through the river district?
that's almost the joke I was making when I wrote the thing about a year ago.
Okay, yeah, but you didn't say the word, so it doesn't work.
Yep, but I'm proud of you. It took a year, but someone's finally got it. Well done.
I don't remember much about the document, I'll be honest. I had to check where the fucking planes were, so let's not get too excited.
Here I was thinking if people like this game.
I mean, I do. I remember bits that are relevant to me. I've never been there. I don't know.
So sorry. Right. What's your guys' plan?
Yeah, you want to just like have a look for more gates just to see?
Well,
'Cause,
I
like-
mean, if Forndur, if it definitely hasn't spread to Forndur yet, then there's no reason to go.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, I suppose warn them, but then no one's actually gonna believe us.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, it's
There's not
fine on
really
the
any
island.
point, and there's more pressing matters like killing that guy with a tomato, or going to kill Sauriv's family, or doing the murder mystery in Yosa, or talking to that lady in Korea, I guess, even though she's clearly evil and we shouldn't talk to her.
He sort of has
Well,
a point.
even as she is, she's also powerful, and you know the world going to shit.
Yeah, but then
So
it's
there's
also like
nothing
Fazana. So
to do
like,
something about that.
if there was relevant information, I feel like Fazana would, the learned one would have learned it and would have also disclosed it.
Even if she can just be used as a big
don't
magic ball, then it's
I
some
don't think
use.
we need her.
I'm very uncomfortable with you using women in any capacity, Mathias. I'm going to be honest.
I think we should go to Offwalk.
Apparently so.
I'm excited to kill someone with a tomato, or to watch someone get killed with a tomato. I've never
Yeah,
seen
I really want to, bash your skull in with a tomato, but that's kind of fucked up.
Right.
I do have a spell prepared.
What spell?
I have it like in the ring. We can turn us all into different people, which is going to be relevant if we go to.
Right.
Let's do a vote. Do we want to go to Yoza, Ovluk, wherever Sauriv said he was going, or Korea?
Well, of course I'm voting Korea.
Yeah, okay, you're voting for Korea.
Whatever Sauriv needs doing.
So, Furnace.
Bonus.
Sauriv, I assume that's you as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get this over with.
Akane, I assume you want Yosa.
Yeah, not that that matters. I guess now. Seems like we already got a major vote.
I mean, yeah, but now it's like, we've got some time to do other stuff. So if you want Yosa,
Mhm.
even if it looks like you're going to get outvoted, make your presence known.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go to Yosa again.
Okay, I mean,
Ovluk!
seems like... What? Why are you shouting Ovlok? You've already voted once. That's not how voting works. I mean,
I have 2 hands.
yeah, well, if I vote for literally anything, I make it tie with Vernus. That seems entirely pointless. And that will just make a further debate. So I think we should go, deal with Suri's family. Because then we still have the super sword. And that seems like it will be useful.
But what should we do after that?
Go back to wherever this is.
Yeah. We can
I
go back,
assume that
reconvene,
won't
and we can
take
re-vote.
that won't take a month, right?
Well, I mean, we don't know how long it's going to take. But I
I
assume
think-
it's not going to take a month.
I think first things first, we should open some more portals and just look around.
But I do think Coghammer makes a valid point. If we can just find portals dotted on the coast, if there even are any, which, it's worth a shot.
Yep.
And-
Oh, I'm gonna have a headache at the end of this, aren't I?
No, you won't, big boy. You'll be fine.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright,
Can we?
so
Yeah, can we
what's
just get
the
Mathias to find a bunch of portals on the coast?
Matthias,
Is it spooked? Is it spooked? Is it
where are
spooked?
you trying to find a portal?
He says 1 sec. Yeah. Can I make a decision for him? I think over here is a good idea.
Sure.
I get one over here.
The east,
Yeah,
and,
I was
maybe
thinking-
one on the.
east
I
end
was
of
thinking
Ecox,
both of the peaks.
and the north end of
essentially.
Ecox.
What?
Or the east end and the north end of Ecox.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
the west end.
Yes, it is. Sorry. I didn't even really enjoy Soviet Orbital there. That's why I got it
So
messed up.
yes, this one is for the north end.
North
The
end.
west and the north.
Okay.
That's
So-
the north end.
You feel
North by northwest.
you feel your
Never
vision
eat Soviet
going
Orbital.
dark, and a moment or so later you see something, or you feel a large rail above you. You feel the sea air in front of you. You
Oh.
feel the exact same gate you were just looking through.
Okay.
Well,
That's
that's
good. That's useful
bloody
information that the
useless.
closest one to there is there.
Yep. West end it
Like,
is.
200 miles away. So jeez.
Shit. Western end. Oh boy.
Okay. I mean, it's DC like 10, so you're fine. So,
I'm kind of thankful your dice are back to normal now. Honestly,
yeah.
it's sort of
That was
reassuring.
still at 27.
So, you, yeah, you feel your vision going dark. And a moment or so later, you feel the sort of, the rushing of frigid air. You feel snow around you, up to maybe 2 feet. You feel cold, hard rock behind you. You feel a new gate.
Okay. Whereabouts?
You don't know.
We don't know. You open it and try and work it out. Because
Um.
also, FYI, it might be if we're looking for over here, it might be that one.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a new one, then it
Well,
wouldn't be that
it's-
one.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
hasn't felt that one. I was the one who detected that one, so he hasn't been that one yet.
It's one up in the mountains somewhere.
yeah, it
one
might be one
called-
we've already been to. I think just open it and find out.
I'll open it.
You open the gate, and immediately the first thing that hits you is a blast of frigid air. And a moment later, you see across from you a large automaton-looking thing. But this isn't the same gate you saw before. This automaton is not the size of a mountain. This is only 300 or 400 feet tall, just shorter than Korea. Actually, significantly shorter than Korra. But, a bit shorter than Korra. But, bigger than the other city train. Not city train, but the more military train that you guys met. Which was much smaller than Korra.
We met even.
Yeah, you met it. And lost a sword there.
Right.
Touchy subject.
Thank you, Megatron. And as you see this thing, it seems to be sort of slumped.
Did you see that? Is that what that was?
Yeah. You
Okay.
see
It's
it.
fine, you were doing sound effects of the dead
Sorry.
automaton.
You see it slumped over forward. Huge, like weapon similar to the rifles that the ancient rifles that Coghammer has one of in your hand, and it's
Bazooka?
a huge version in its hand, and it's sort of like slumped on its knees and kind of leaning on that forwards. It's clearly like leaning over you, and you don't see any rails of Korra.
Right.
Somewhere here.
Coghammer's just
Uh,
slowly peeking
here.
over Mathias' shoulder.
Here?
That's a big guy. Guys want to have a look?
Or here?
I mean, yeah, I feel like, okay, can I, like, stop, like, I'll be like, hold on, I'm gonna start, like, prestoing us to, like, make our clothes cooler and stuff, so we don't just, like, immediately, like, go there and fucking die.
You're standing basically in that air anyway right now.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like it might be a good idea to cool us down a little more before we go in, straight up.
Yeah, you can, but yeah, you're like standing outside the freezer type of cold. But yeah, okay, so you start cooling people down.
Like, a minute, and then we're like, okay, I think we should go in, we should just have a look to see if anything is consumed by spooky darkness, and then if it's not, I think we should just, like, make an effort to go to Vernus.
Wouldn't this be the Titan we'd sighted earlier?
No, it's way
I
smaller
don't think
than
so.
that.
No, the one we saw earlier was way bigger.
The one you saw earlier was
also
leaning
didn't have
against
a-
a mountain. And
And
yeah,
it
I
was
believe it
like-
also didn't have a gun.
I believe it
Yeah,
had
got
a
it.
shield. What you saw before.
It was a hero.
Where did we see that Titan again?
That
it was
was
one of-
just not too far
in
north
these
of,
mountains.
of Yosa. Yeah, in the Vaughn range
Ah.
somewhere.
Yeah, this is when
Thought
we
it was
went to go
here.
find the Banff there.
So, you step through?
Yep.
Yeah.
You step through into the snow. It sort of, actually really quite deep almost to you. It's about 2 feet deep here.
Half the party are just heads.
Oh, God.
Yep, half the party are like head neck deep in snow, but
I'm gonna just jump sideways so that I stay above the snow level, because I'm a monk.
Right, Reeve.
right, yeah,
Jump,
okay.
jump,
Hey,
jump, 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 jump.
I'm just gonna start picking people up and putting them on the
You pick up the only two that actually really need help, which is Mathias and Pandal. And yeah, as you guys step through, you see a rail behind you. It's not an intact rail. There's maybe 100 feet of it before it's sheared at one end, and on the other end it seems to sort of curve on for about 200 or 300 feet again before it's sheared. It's on its side, which is something you didn't feel, but definitely see. This is lower down than you'd thought. You're actually... Ugh. You can't tell exactly where you are.
Do I recognize the geography?
No.
Wow.
Looking around, yeah, you can't tell exactly where you are, but there's this large construct in front of you, and there's this one rail. As you look around, you don't see the other side of that rail, and you don't see any other, like, notable features. Other than everything here is a sort of snowy, like, waste, like, covered area. There doesn't appear to be any more
this
mountains.
Can we see this mountain range?
You can't. No, not from where you are.
Oh, this one.
No, you don't. You don't see the sea. You see, you appear to be, notably, in a valley. You don't really get much sight around, but you do see a lot of, just a lot of snow. And there are trees here and there, the odd one that's just completely covered in snow. And as you look around, it's kind of strange. It almost looks as if some of it should be melting, maybe, but it's not.
Well,
It was a nice excursion, but I feel like we haven't really got much out of it.
I feel the same way.
Would you look at that though?
I mean, yeah, it's a big ass boy.
Yeah, what are we gonna do with it though?
Make
mean-
it work?
No.
You just gonna like
Is
walk
there
up to it and be
anything
like,
that-
"Hello, will you
Is
plow
there
my
any way to
fields
get
for me?"
higher ground?
You could try and make your way out of the valley, up the sort of hillsides, but that's gonna take some time.
It's a walk, though. Right?
Yeah, it's a significant hike. That'll take, like, just looking at it, you're looking into the multiple hours. Just hike.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but I don't fancy it. Also, I can't cast the mansion, so we're sleeping in this if we don't leave. Just FYI.
Oh,
Let's not sleep in this because
I think we should just go after Coghammer's head is fun.
but
You realise
Now
you'll
you
be here for
think that
30
I
days
get
if you say that.
Now you think you can take
Yeah.
our time?
Are we doing this excursion and not Vernus? Like, because
But it's in a... Okay, fine.
I'm asking.
They-
well, I said
I don't
furnace,
mind.
but
We want to
What
do
if
this,
we
then we
give
can do
you-
this.
I'm still voting
15
Vernus.
minutes,
If Democracy
Coghammer.
still wins, we're still going to Vernus.
I feel like if I start working on this,
We're gonna be here forever.
yeah.
Let's not then.
We'll
Yeah.
remember it for later. Unless it gets eaten by the plague.
Well, if we get eaten by the plague, I think from the information we have, we've got other problems.
Right.
Sauriv has been my meat shield the entire time. It's time for me to be his metal shield.
That is the most sentimental thing you've ever said, and I am genuinely impressed.
Just gonna give Sauriv a pat on his lower back, I guess.
I'm just gonna like pat him, just like engulf his head with my hand.
Ah! Clonk.
Yeah, it goes,
Yeah,
it goes
Clunk, clunk,
the invisible hat never ceases to amuse.
Yeah.
clunk.
Can we get out of this fucking cold then?
Yeah, let's get out of this
Yes.
fucking cold because I can feel my testicles freezing off.
Can't you,
And I need those.
What are we
can't
going
you
to do
just
straight
make
to Vernus
another
then?
gate for furnace?
Yeah, but he has to
Yeah.
look into the thing first.
I'll
Okay.
look into the thing.
So, you look into the
so
thing.
you touch it.
Yes. Okay, go ahead and roll me your check.
Da, 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 da.
19. Alright. Mathias, you feel your vision go dark. And you feel the sort of wet swamp of marshland surrounding you. You feel buried, mostly. Maybe it feels as though you're mostly buried, but your head's above water. But you're not in water or in earth, you're in marshland, and it's also a gate. You feel like a gate, not a person. So it's a bit of a strange feeling, but you're feeling mostly buried. You feel the roots of plants and the swamp, but a moment later your vision returns to you.
Sauriv, you first, and I open the gate.
You
Wait, hold on,
open-
before you don't close the gate. Before you don't open the gate.
What?
You go to open the gate.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay. Sauriv, do you want to discuss the fact that your family kind of don't like you very much? Like, may want to murder you? Like one family, but like, you know.
What are we doing in Furnace exactly?
Well, sort of gesture.
Well, I'm killing my dad. Cause he,
You're what?
Well, I'm killing my dad.
Oh.
Cause he's destroying my family. He's destroying my peeps. I don't like him. He's bad.
So
I'm
he
killing him.
deserves to die.
Yeah. But we gotta do it my way. You lot can't help me with this one. I gotta do this myself.
Yeah, but we
For
hope
my
you get.
sake. Yeah, you help me get there, but you don't fight him. When I challenge him alone. You fight
You
me
don't
alone.
want to be super fast when you challenge him. Do you want me to hit you with my stick?
No, I don't want nothing. I want this to be a fight. I want to prove that I'm worthy. And then he ate.
So are we gonna just do the kill box episode from Critical Role? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
right now?
Anyone else getting crit roll 5s?
Hey, it's a single combat, man. You can't be.
God, you are. This is exciting.
Okay, yeah, but doesn't he also like not like you very much?
Wasn't this set up before any of us got to that stage in Crit Roll?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I think so much
This
of this.
campaign started before like I even started watching Crit Roll.
Yeah,
So
I-
that's my excuse for Pandal's existence, man.
I think
don't
I was a little bit into it, but like not very far.
Yeah.
Hex is
Aren't they like sort of like, oh, Sauriv, he's bad, right? I mean, do you want to stride in there and make a statement, or do you want to like do some recon first? Because again, I can just turn us all into different people, and we could just like show up and
Well,
have
it's
a
not
look
like
around and make sure everything's
they
fine.
would recognize us.
Yeah, it won't recognize us,
We're not the
but they'll
problem
recognize Sauriv, and I don't know how much word about us trying to like save the fucking world as a group has got around. So I want to be sort of careful.
They'll care.
For the record, everyone except Akane is absolutely freezing their asses off out here. The temperature seems to have dropped significantly since you got here.
Yeah, can we
Why
just
can't
duck
I-
back
why
through the
can't
gate
I
that's still
got it?
open, close it, and have this conversation?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
okay,
do.
let's just eat into furnace.
Why
Okay.
except Akane?
Not do Vernus to the other gate. You never
Because you're
close.
fluffy.
Okay.
Because I basically, am I casting seeming on everyone? Yes, no question, guys. Come on.
Sure.
I think you should.
Okay,
I
I'm
think
gonna
you should
see.
make us all look like swamp people.
Okay, I was. As I cast seeming, what's the general population of Vernus is like lots of lizardy people.
The general population of Vernus is split into 3 parts. Tumchi. I mean, you
Wait,
might
it's
want to
split
explain
into
that to
Tumchi?
Pandal in character.
What is this a thing that I know about? 'Cause
Is it a
it's in
thing
the
you know
session
about?
document. I would know about it if it's in the fucking document. I just aren't
It
super read up.
is. Okay. Well,
There's like kitsunes,
Right.
there's lizards, and there's something else.
it depends on which sort of area.
Right. So, what you got is you got my peeps. We got the lizard
Uh-huh.
folk. We live in the swamps. We stay far away from everybody else. Nobody likes us. We don't like it. Everybody's happy. I want
Yes.
to change
Right.
that, but you know. Then you got the fancy furry folks, fox ones. Like
Akanes,
Akane,
yes.
but without wings. Yeah, without
Okay.
the wings.
Right.
Kitchen, is that the one?
Yes,
Yes.
that's the one you did.
And Yargon, I actually don't remember the other one. And I don't have the document with me. So.
Yeah, hold
That's
on.
fine. I'm just
River
huffing
District is
while I
second
look it
number
up
one.
because I have it here. I believe it's pretty mixed River District.
So I can see Kitsune's name drop. I can see the lizardies
Yes.
boys.
No,
yeah, okay.
So Mathias will fit right in.
The sorry, there we go. Yeah, the River District. The reason you're having issues, remember that, is because it doesn't actually say. Because the River District is anyone with money.
Ah, yes.
The Leaf
so
Dis-
not
Leaf
our
District
party
is-
at the moment.
There's
Splendid.
kitsunes, wood elves, other creatures or beings that sort of enjoy living in
I have lots of money.
lots of trees and things, and
Oh, enjoy
the
it while it
core
lasts.
district.
I got
There's lots of
86
lizard folk.
platinum. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, none of you would
Okay,
fit in
well,
with the
I've
River
got 1
District.
platinum, 192 gold, so let's not show off, alright? Children. Okay, are we all lizardy people? Are we all want to be...
I want to be a lizard.
Oh, yeah,
I'd
but is
rather
that good
stay
idea?
a kitsune.
You're going to be really,
is it-
really noticeably small. I will point that
Okay.
out.
Can you fix our height?
Unless
by
you
a foot.
can like make them everyone like same height as me, I don't think you should be with
No.
lizards.
Okay, yeah, okay, but, okay, so it's not going to be an issue if we're like kitsunes or other people
Oh my
and we
God.
stroll into the lizardy place.
If either Mathias,
In my day,
Coghammer, it's a lizard.
depends how
Lizard
depends
wizard.
how much worse it's got since I left.
Okay,
But
I
my
believe
dad
it's like an
was-
inch.
He was
Last you knew, Sauriv, it's basically like the hood. It's like, you will get weird looks, but you're not immediately going to be like murdered or anything.
yeah.
But people will
Okay.
take note of you.
Okay, so,
You should be
Akane,
alright.
I will turn into a different kitsune woman.
Okay?
I will turn her into like she can have she could be long, like have long brown hair, notably no wings in her like seeming form. Basically, it's just gonna be just a sort of generic, rather attractive. I'm gonna go for like young, like Actually, I was gonna say young-looking. They're kitsunes. They all look fucking young.
Yes.
Just kitsune woman, like dark features, so it's like opposite to Akane.
Okay. As in like Akuma Dark, or as in?
No, like just like sort of brown.
Okay. So.
Yeah, human-based kitsune.
Yako.
One of those.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
But like, yeah. I will turn Marlie into a real short, swampy-looking lizard folk.
Yes.
I'll make her as tall as she can be, which is only a foot above her normal height, I
Okay,
believe.
that is going. You're basically going to look like a small child at best,
Yes!
like a really young child who will look maybe 3.
Yeah, you can be
3
1
to
foot.
4.
Yeah, she's gonna be a real like short lizard folk child. She's gonna be like real swampy.
Yep, that can't end badly.
It'll be fine.
Can I have like a lily pad on my head, like a
Yes.
hat?
You can have a lily pad hat. I'm gonna turn Coghammer into
yeah.
I'm gonna make the lizard Coghammer look really similar to Marlie as like a lizard folk, but make him look like an older lizard folk. Who's like, and he's like what, 4 foot something? So you can
Yeah,
basically be
4
pushed
foot
up.
4, so I can, 5.
Yeah, you can be pushed up to actually like regular lizard folk size.
You can look like maybe
Basically,
a
I'm gonna make
teenager.
a strong family resemblance so it looks like Coghammer's Marlie's dad.
Oh my
Can make me look like an elderly.
Yeah, you're gonna be
At
like
five-
you're like her granddad.
At 5'5", is Coghammer
Oh my
not going to be
God.
pretty short for a lizard folk? As in, like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
you're going to be
it's
like a teenager lizard folk at
6
best.
to 7 feet.
Yeah.
But he like
Bigger.
Or just a really short or a really old one.
yeah, but yeah, he's just
Yeah,
I'm
if
just
he's
saying,
really
really
old,
short, that's why
He's that old that he starts to shrink again.
Yeah.
they turn fluffy when they die. That's science.
Oh my god.
I'm going to keep Sauriv's beautiful stature. I'm going to
believe
change
Sauriv
his sort of
still
facial
believes that.
structure and scale color, so he's not going to be beautiful silverback anymore. Because I don't know how distinctive that is, but it seems like it'll be pretty distinctive.
Mhm.
I'm going to give him sort of like some like yellowy browns. Like everyone's going to look notably quite pretty, but from an aesthetic point of view, but not like
Mm-hmm.
not going to be recognizable. Mathias, I will turn Mathias into a very short, like halfling-based kitsune.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna give him sort of, gonna make him look a little swampy, like kind of scraggly brown hair,
Okay.
and like it's quite long. He's gonna tie it back in a little like ponytail. He's gonna be like kind of cute chubby cheeks. I'm gonna give him like cute cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will be again another halfling-based kitsune. I'm gonna be like sort of as old as like like slightly older as a kitsune can look. I want to be like at that point.
Right. Okay.
I'll look a bit weathered, like I've worked my entire life. Have
Yeah.
like a little nose ring, have fun with it. Like
Oh
everyone else is gonna be
God.
sort of reasonable, have a bit of fun.
Are
with
you
me.
gonna look like that?
Sure.
Not
Supposedly.
really. I'm gonna make you
Okay,
look like
okay.
He's going to look
Like
more
a
like
kid.
your granddad,
Oh god.
which looks
Yeah.
kind of like your dad because they'll look.
You know,
they're-
like how
they're
like
age, but yeah.
grandparents who get like a bunch of piercings and shit, like punk grandparents.
Yes.
Could I be a punk granddad like kitsune?
Yes, but you also
Because-
still look 25-ish.
Yeah, but I'm like
So like
punk,
it's a bit
punk
weird.
granddad
But
kitsune.
you're as
couple
punk
more
granddad
scars and
kitsune as
shit.
they get.
Hell yes, like all the I'm so bad at it.
Mid-20s,
I'm so
you-
bad at it right now.
Okay.
Can I have one of those like piercings that goes from my actual ear to one of my fluffy ears, like Jester has with her horn?
They don't
The
have
horn.
actual ears. Just the
Well,
fluffy
can I be one of the ones with like 4 sets and have that like, go between 2 of the ears?
Sure.
Because I just want it so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are going to be odd disguises, by the way.
Yes, I assumed. I will say, Coghammer is going to be noticeably like, it will be a sort of distinctive feature that he is short.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
he's like well below the minimum height essentially, and Marlie is going to look like a very, very young child.
If Sauriv explains to me that I look like a child, that I will act like a 4-year-old child, sort of quiet and hide behind Coghammer the whole time.
That is definitely not how lizardfolk children act, but sure.
How do
No.
lizardfolk children act?
Yes, can
I
Sauriv
love-
give us a rundown of how to be the people we're trying to be?
Think aggressive, but
Right.
like 4-year-old energy.
Cool,
Yeah.
got it. I'll be Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, just be honey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so basically child beauty, but like it.
Also,
how do
You got that
for the
right.
record, my name is Trekkency. Just FYI.
What's it now?
Trekken Sea Leaf.
Right, Pandal, I don't think you've made that much of a name for yourself that we actually need to change names.
Well, I don't know who knows this people. Like, Sauriv should be not Sauriv. And I came with this idea like ages ago, and I've had it written down in my fucking character appearance section of my notes for ages. So fuck
Oh yeah,
you,
doesn't he have
Mathias.
like a different name for every city?
Maybe.
Nice.
Maybe. Not gonna talk about it.
Oh, I
How
approve.
about
I've had a character that just had a list of names and didn't pick a real one.
What's my name?
You can be.
What's my name?
Flirt Braveheart.
Flirt?
Flirt Braveheart.
Flirt?
how
What?
about you get like
Flirt.
how about you get like a proper lizard folk name?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Fiaki. That's
What?
a good one.
Thiaki? Is that a...
Fiaki.
There you go.
Yeah.
Be Thiaki. Good job, Marlie. You're Thiaki now.
Fiaki. Yeah. I like
Yeah.
it.
Sauriv, do you want a different name? I feel like that's the one that's important.
I feel
How
like-
about Viros?
Vivros.
That's Sauriv backwards.
It is, but I don't think they're going to be smart enough to work that out, so it's fine.
No, they ain't.
The fact that Sauriv took about 10 minutes thinking about it is like, you know, I think we're
Enough of
fine, guys.
giveaway.
I've
Yeah.
spent a lot longer than that thinking about it. I've not been keeping that
One's been in the back of the old chestnut. All right, that's good. I
Yeah.
like it. It's good.
Why have been quiet?
Crafty. Smart.
Ooh, Sauriv, to me.
Uh-oh.
I'm so excited for this. Yargon, can I have position to make a handout for like fake names so we all just know each other's fake names so we don't have to like ask?
I can make you a handout if you like.
Yes, please, and just like put everyone's names in there.
Yeah.
Oh, Bo. You, Drukoksa.
Huh?
Is that something related to Coghammer?
It means
There you go.
Oh.
it's gear flack. But lizard folk. That's what it is. Is that
Hold
right?
on, I'm gonna do it for.
Okay. So,
So we going?
you have your disguises, you have your
What?
names.
Well, should I have a name too then?
Oh wait. I don't know. What
know.
was your disguise again?
He's a kitsune.
And Akane as well.
He's like a
He's a
young,
kitsune.
like,
Young scraggly kid soon.
yeah. I think
I don't know.
Akane fits you?
Akane's a smart one for that. Yeah.
I kind of would just use Yuki, one of her names.
Mhm.
What about Bathadone?
Akane, I think you're the most qualified here to decide on what kitsune names are.
Pick Mathias, then we've all got names, guys. so
Sharon
excited.
Needles.
What? Sharing needles.
Yeah. Sharon
Lisa
Needles.
Uh,
Karen from finance.
Maybe I'm first.
Have you noticed that I'm still disguised as a lad?
Where the kiss, Karen?
So,
Hey, you can be androgynous sometimes. It's fine. Don't be ashamed of Mathias.
I have
You have
no
phases?
interest in this
Gonna
whatsoever.
take out my magnifying glass. Ah, you're right.
You'd magnify to his crotch. He's like,
I hate you people with a passion.
Mathias, pick a fake name because I can save this document.
Wait, Coghammer, make an investigation check.
Mathias is waiting for Akane to pick one.
Oh,
Yeah, Akane, pick a
How about Bob?
I own a frisbee.
name.
What?
That doesn't beat
Yorick.
your spell save DC, does it, Pandal?
Yorick. Why not?
Handle. No, it doesn't.
I mean, yeah, he looks like a small kitsune child to you, Coghammer.
And no, I did not get that from
Flawless
Hammer.
transformation.
Unless I knew him, Horatio. Something.
So,
Yorick.
it's definitely male.
I own a dick.
What?
Yardley, he.
Akane, are you gonna come up with something?
She did. What did you say?
Oh shit,
I need a
Yorick.
hero.
I don't know.
I didn't hear it.
What are we on
the stage, you need a hero.
So,
What about Yorick or Horatio?
both of those male names.
Yeah.
They're coming up for Akane is Yuki. We've established. that Akane
Oh,
is
sorry, I
Yuki.
thought we were coming up with...
Trying to do
No,
Mathias.
it's Mathias who still
Mathias
knows
is the
the name.
fucking problem.
Well, Matthias,
Shit.
choose.
Well, see, Mathias is leaving it up to Akane because Mathias-
Jebediah Springleaf. Fuck you.
Shit, child.
You can have James Acaster if you'd prefer.
I mean, I gave a name.
If you get that reference, by the way, I'm proud of you all.
I do get that reference.
I didn't hear it.
Springleaf.
Right? Can you repeat it then?
Yorick. I said it like 3-4 times.
Oh, Yorick. Okay.
Well, now you're Jebediah, apparently.
Alas, poor Yorick.
He's Yorick. He's Yorick Springleaf, though. We're keeping the Springleaf, and I'm Sealy.
Oh,
That's
God.
Okay,
Alas, for Yorick. I knew him.
Yeah, also on average, lizard folk are like an inch taller than humans.
they're not super big, so it's
Really?
like the exception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
it's just a
okay.
super big boy.
They use the same dice for height and they have 1 inch higher base.
huh.
So there you go. So you're not,
Oh,
you're
okay.
kind of small, but you're still not like super duper duper small.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I'm
think
an old bugger.
now we're ready to go. Has everyone got their characters worked out?
By the way, the contingency was haste.
On what? What do you do to... to...
If I try to spin the flywheel the wrong way.
Oh,
Right way is actually cast it. Wrong way is
sure. Okay. Okay, so you are ready to go.
Yeah.
What's
We
a
embark
contingency?
through the portal.
What's a what?
Okay, so you open the portal.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I assume
Yes.
so. Mathias has a cube.
So
Sorry, you're...
as you open the portal, you are greeted with... The first thing that hits you is the smell of swampland. And then, secondly, the sight of a lot of piled up peat. And a bit of water that sloshes in at the top.
Fun.
It's
Oh joy.
solidly buried. Just the top maybe...
By the
foot.
way, how many tails would Pandal have given Akane?
Like
Just one.
2. I would give you 2 tails.
Not many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would make you inconspicuous and not like, hey, I'm a 1000th level sorcerer, come fuck with me.
Yeah.
The top, yeah, maybe the top like foot is water that is now beginning to pour in, or has poured in. As a
Wait,
sort
the
of
gate's buried?
puddle. Yes, the gate is otherwise buried. Which is the thing
Yeah.
you did feel.
So, well, so I want to go check that out. If there's no one on the other side, I'm just gonna fly through.
The gate is buried.
Climb
But
through
good
the
job
bit.
on
Do you get?
You don't know what happens if you touch the edge while attempting to go through it. But you get the sense it's not going to be a good thing.
Just be real careful you don't touch like the edge of that thing.
But the gate's buried.
buried, Mathias. I don't know what you...
What
I'm
about
gonna
that?
try
thing?
just-
I don't understand.
There's like a foot at the top we could crawl through, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Maybe.
Well, can't we just like scoop some? We
Yeah,
just
I'm,
scoop some
I'm
this
gonna try and
side?
scoop some.
Can we
Okay.
just better idea? Can we
proper-
just disintegrate some?
Well, yeah, but that's not fucking just go casting random magic in a city we've never been to before as different people.
Go ahead.
knows
Yorick,
it-
you fucking
This,
silly...
I'm assuming this isn't in the city.
But we don't
Well,
know that,
yeah.
Yorick.
Go ahead and make a athletics check. So
Oh,
if
this
you
could be in
wanna
the city.
And it's also a
Oh,
waste of
shit.
spells.
Yeah, it's also a waste of spells. Ithiaki has a great
Uh,
idea. These
what
names
was
are so
that,
fun.
the
I'm already having a
athletic?
fun time.
Yeah. Core acrobatics,
Whose
if you
idea
want.
was this? They're so smart.
25. Okay, yeah, you start just shoveling it out. It's sort of this loose, wet peat, and it comes out quite easily. You can quite handily start just shoveling it out.
Okay.
Can I just like help as much as me like on his shoulders helping
Why-
isn't actually gonna help? I'm gonna try.
So,
Not
if
really.
Why
anyone
is
was
Pete on
looking
the
at
other side of the portal and why is he wet?
What? No, there's
Because
the
the portal's
portal's buried.
No, it's mostly buried.
anyone who's looking at Coghammer will all of a sudden see a balloon start to inflate on his arm.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Not okay.
Oh yeah,
A couple of
it's. Oh yeah, they'd see Peanut appear because Peanut's not part of you, and the second you take it out, it's no longer part of you.
So it starts to inflate and starts to flow above.
As that
Right,
happens, do you
Peanut
wanna place down Peanut's token?
Do we get to see the homunculi finally?
How big is this?
Where are we?
Well, it's not-
Where are you gonna
Oh.
place?
The
Oh my
fuck?
god! Oh my gosh!
Look at it.
Oh my god.
That's
These
Look at it. Look at his boy. Look at his little claws. He's like.
How did you? Where did you even find that?
I'm
He
fucking
made it.
made it
He
in
made it.
Spore.
yeah. He made it in sport.
So fantastic!
Where did you Spore? Oh my god.
Spore.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
god, that's
Ziggy,
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You're a parody of yourself sometimes, my dude. What the fuck?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
As this small floating homunculi begins to appear, and sort of,
What?
well, it doesn't just begin to appear, it does, as it appears, inflates after a moment, and then begins to sort of float off on its own. What are you doing?
Go, Spud. Go have a look.
How's it It's Spud. Am I just an idiot?
Sputnik.
Sputnik one.
Spud. I said Peanut.
So
It's
good.
fucking dumb.
Coghammer,
Oh
what the
my
heck is
God.
that thing?
Okay, and
I told you I was gonna make my own eye.
you
Oh.
send it off to go.
Gonna like go
have
through
it?
the small gap and have a look.
Yeah, it makes its way through the gap and begins having a look around. Can you see through it like a familiar?
Oh fuck. I believe yes. I believe it's as long as I'm on the same plane because homunculus.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. I mean, it counts as you being like 5 feet from through the gate. So you look through it, and as it goes through, you see, first of all, a bunch of sort of peat disappearing into this like small stone that's just sticking out the top of what appears to be just a bit of marshland, really, where the gate is. And as you're looking around, you see that, yeah, you're in a sort of swamp, but you're in a swamp beneath trees of a scale you've not seen before. They are, like, maybe into the thousands of feet tall. They are insanely big. And you know around you that there are a number of structures, like huts or other things, built onto and into the side of these giant trees, connected with walkways all way above where you are, none of it actually reaching down to the floor. About, like, maybe the lowest you see anything get is about 30 feet up. But there are these sort of small huts, all the way up to sort of relatively large-looking houses built into the side of these trees. And you see all around you the bustling city of Verness, the Claw District.
Spud, come back, come back.
Yeah, you summon Swad back through the portal and it comes back over to you.
Okay, time to go again. I'm gonna like, it's gonna like walk over to my arm.
Yeah.
As this balloon starts to deflate, just like makes the sound of a if you like try to deflate a rubber balloon.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, yeah. It just deflates and then
There's like homes and stuff,
vanishes.
like windows in massive trees.
that's
What?
strange. Is that a thing? Sorry.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
All right.
So, was there lots of people, or what? Are we like in the middle of the sea? Or?
Did I see any people?
It's hard to tell, just sort of based on the, like, scale of things, really. But, yeah, you get the feeling there was probably some people around. It didn't look like an empty place.
I didn't see anyone like right next to us, but yeah, there were like massive trees full of
Alright.
So are we
Yeah,
going?
yeah,
What's the plan?
I assume we're going.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Sauriv
Yeah,
seems to
let's
have
go.
cleared a bit of a path. Let's just go.
yeah.
Sorry,
Alright, then.
Sauriv hasn't. I don't know who that is.
Okay, so, yeah, Sauriv, you, as you've sort of carved out enough of this peat into just
Us.
on the floor, and, yeah, you can go through the gate and, make your way, up. Sort of climb up the sort of 5-6 foot of, like, just marsh onto top where there is, yeah, you're just stood on this sort of marshland, really. As you make your way through, you sort of climb on out. It's a little bit doing, but it's not that bad. And yeah, Sauriv, you definitely recognise this area. It's like you don't recognise the street you're on, but you don't recognise the actual like area, but you are definitely in Vernus. Not too far from the centre of the Claw District, if you had to guess. But you also couldn't tell exactly where you are, because you've never seen it from this angle.
Have I been to
Yeah.
Vernus?
Yeah, this is the place. Yeah.
Have you been to Vernus?
I'm on
Yeah.
And have you been to the Claw District? Because the answer's probably not likely. They're not fond of outsiders, really.
I will check.
It's fine. We look like we're from here. What
The
a
answer
genius
is not
plan.
likely,
Thanks,
or
miss.
the answer is not
Mhm.
likely.
The answer is not likely. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter because they both work. They both mean the same
Both mean
thing.
The exact same thing. What the fuck are you two doing?
I mean, if the answer isn't likely, then it could be
It's
different
not
answer.
likely. That's
I-
also
likely.
not likely.
I've been to the Leaf District.
Yes, so this does not look like the Leaf District. The Leaf District's very different. It's more like a city under these giant trees. And also notably, the type of tree seems to change across the river. But, yeah. You may have seen this in the distance across the river district, but you've probably never
I
been in.
have a white sequins glove
Yes.
Thank you, Michael Jackson.
from there.
First the moonwalk and now the gloves. So,
Lol. Here's my adventure in Vernus. You're welcome.
thanks. So, yeah, what's your plan?
I'll look at
Right, everybody get up.
Yeah, so once
Uh,
everyone's
yeah,
sort of
so-
up. Yeah, you look around you, and there doesn't seem to be any immediate way up into this, the sort of the canopy city of Vernus. You would know, Sauriv, that further towards the river district, there's definitely ways up, and also towards the edges of the, fucking what's it called? The edges of the Claw district, but there's not really anything anywhere near the middle. It seems it sort of rises up the whole district towards where the actual seat of the long claws, the highest point, which is the furthest from the ground. Which is sort of how you can tell that you're relatively close to the to that area here, just judging on the height of the different buildings.
Okay. And we generally would we have stayed underneath there? We would have stayed like in the swamps. We wouldn't have been up in the treetops or anything like that. So
Well, the city is in the treetops essentially, because the swamps are fucking dangerous. The actual where the actual people live, right? But the most of the like the stuff that you were mostly concerned with, so like any hunting, agriculture, all that kind of stuff, obviously happens in the swamp. But there is like the actual the Longclaws house, more notably, or their residency is it's also sort of the as close to a town hall as you can get. And that is the highest building, because that's not only like the most protected, but also because you can see everyone, you could throw a javelin at anyone. Is sort of the vague idea of like you're literally looking over everything that's your domain. And so the higher up is kind of a sense of we're more powerful, but the lower down is like we're more grounded, essentially. And so it's not a fully just everyone wants to be higher. So you may have spent a lot of your childhood down here. This sort of exact area that's under the centre part you probably wouldn't have been to before. So you probably would...
right, okay.
You'd be much closer to the river, where there's obviously a lot going on down by the river, because you got fishing and all that. And there's also a lot of wildlife down there that you can hunt and stuff. And then out near the more edges of the swamp, where occasionally swamp tribes still exist, but not really.
What exists?
Basically,
Tribes.
yeah, tribes of like wandering.
Swamp tribes.
Yeah, tribes of wandering lizard folk that aren't quite.
Fully integrated.
Yeah. Which I believe may have been where you came from, right? And then your father challenging it.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. Because
Essentially, we were part of a tribe.
Yeah.
That essentially came in and fucked everything up for everyone else. A little.
Yeah, your father like claimed the right to single combat, and then. Yeah. Cool.
No, we'll do that to him. Yeah.
Ooh, and
Day. Yeah.
sorry, looking at the message you sent me, which I just noticed. Yes, there would be a number of like things you've seen around, like for instance, you'd see sort of like onions, you'd see like wild carrots, wild potatoes, that kind of stuff. There is wild food growing down here.
Okay, that's worrying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just, as everyone comes out of the from the gate, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, right, whatever you do, don't eat nothing. Nothing at all. Anything from down here, you don't eat it. Right?
Gotcha.
Right.
You on it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. Nothing at all, no matter how good it looks.
I mean,
Yep.
it doesn't look particularly
I was
good.
gonna say, I'm sure that won't be a problem.
You mean like this? While she takes a bite? No.
Yeah. I mean, it all kind of just looks like leaves of low-growing plants. If you don't know what you're looking for, you won't know what it is.
So now we know what you're looking for, so...
Well, Sauriv knows what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason I imagine him showing a image, but I don't know how that is even possible.
He brought a
Sweet.
slideshow with him.
Yeah.
Just a beamer, a screen.
Like he prepared a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Go on, Sauriv.
Alright. So we can either head up to the food tops, get a look around the city itself, or river districts, whatever really. Just have a wander about, see what's changed.
I think
Or
have a
we
look
can-
is a good idea, and then because we need to find somewhere to board tonight. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then. Do that.
lead the way, big man.
So
Sure thing.
you said the
Pandal,
river
can't you
district.
sleep in your mansion?
The river
Explain
district is where
What?
lots of the
Oh,
money is.
I missed that.
But down by the
Oh,
river's
wait,
edge,
no,
there are
the-
lots of ways
By
up.
the river, yeah, sorry.
Well, yeah, the river district
Um,
on the river. It's in islands, and one of them even floats by the river, and there's lots of ways up into the trees there. Because obviously fishing is sort of
Yeah,
like
okay.
worthwhile.
Go there then.
Okay, so yeah, you take a brief look around, and judging, you can kind of see where some of the houses are lower down, sort of ways, and you're like, as you look at things and begin to try and get your bearing, you're like, yeah, this looks more like this ways towards the river, and it doesn't take you particularly long of heading in that direction before, yeah, you're right, you begin to come towards where this sort of, the general level of the housing is quite quickly lowering, and eventually you begin to see these stairs spiraling around some of the trees and things like that, as you're heading towards the river. One thing that Sauriv particularly have noticed to you, as you're wandering, there have always been a few buildings here that have been destroyed or fallen down for one reason or another. But as you're wandering, you pass by maybe a dozen or so buildings just next to each other, all of which have clearly been carved away from whatever tree they were built into, and just let fall to the ground below. And as you pass them, you see bodies in them, tied to the tied either to door frames or to windows or.
Tied.
But there are skeletons. They are skeletons, or well, they're actually currently decomposing corpses. It's not been long enough. Pure skeletons, but yeah, they're long dead bodies in them, and you see
Are they lizard folk, Kitson?
They are lizard folk, yes.
Or is it just skin and mix? It's all lizard folk?
All lizard folk, yeah. As you pass them, that in itself is a bit troubling. You notice one of them appears to be a tavern, and or have a sort of tavern sign on it. And as you look up, it seems like they've taken the walkways that connected to them and just sort of chopped them off. And there would be no way to know almost from the top that these were down here if you weren't, couldn't see down. It's not that far. But it's enough to thoroughly destroy a structure like this, because dropping a house 30 feet does some terrible things.
Yeah.
And as you continue on, you see more dotted throughout the trees. Like, there's a cluster of a dozen, but there are, around the place, there's a number of them.
Are there any distinctive, marks I would recognise, like draconic or anything, essentially stuff that's maybe crimes written in the wall or on the bodies even, anything like that?
No, nothing like that.
Nothing at all.
There's no marking of who or why these people have had this done to them, and these buildings have had this done to them. Yeah. You eventually make your way towards the river, and before you get to the river's edge, you do reach one of the sort of areas where it comes down, and you see some paths through the swamp that are clearly for the anyone crossing over from the river district and from the Leaf district. As you reach the areas where the city sort of descends down to the ground out of the trees.
Along the way, I'd like to ask why we're not supposed to eat anything.
Well, you see, once there was a little kitsune. He was a little homeless kid. He was always a good laugh. We always snuck away, hung out with him. But he was real poor. He had no money. One time, he decided, I'm gonna take some of the fruit. So, took a bite out of an apple. He was dead within a day. Because everything here is poisonous as fuck. Everything. Everything. Except for the animals when you cook them real good. But even then, they have to be charred. That's why I don't.
Yeah, that explains far too much. That's fascinating.
Yeah, you don't eat that stuff because it kills you. Yeah.
Charred even. Ugh.
I have to get used to that.
Speaking of, as you're walking, I need everyone that isn't Sauriv to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
For the stench?
Is it poison related by chance?
Yes, so you would have advantage.
I am immune to poison.
That is a good point. You are, so you're fine.
Oh, don't roll 20 seconds.
Does Mathias get a thing for being a robot, or is he?
No.
Okay.
Come on, roll 20.
Okay. Yes, so yeah, Marlie, you're fine. But Coghammer, 23.
Can't save, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
27. Okay, Pandal and Matthias,
Oh,
both of
joy.
you do begin to feel a bit queasy, but that's sort of all for now. You're mechanically poisoned.
Okay.
Oh, joy. Okay.
As you're trekking through the swamp here.
Wait, we are mechanically poisoned?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Because, yeah, the actual sort of swamp ground and being around it seems to be not good.
This is, no offense, revolting.
But yeah, you eventually come across a number of sort of paths, and they do appear to be quite wide stone paths. You could probably bring 2 or 3 carriages up here abreast if you needed to. But obviously then you've reached the wooden stairs that seem to be made of stakes hammered into the side of this tree, and cart's probably not that useful. It's
Don't say.
you reach the entrance to Vernus, to the Claw District.
Okay.
So, are you heading up? Are you looking?
Start to head up,
from this?
and yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, looking around at the river, does anything seem to have changed in like the year and a half? Years have been away.
As you look around, a few things have changed, but it's nothing noticeable or bad in the river district, and you can sort of barely see the leaf district on the other side of what is quite a large river. But nothing seems to have changed on or there. But like,
I haven't been to this side of the river before.
well, nothing much has changed, I should say. Some things have, but it's relatively minor. Just the development you'd expect in a year.
Yeah. A few extra houses, stuff like that.
Yeah, a few extra houses. Maybe someone in the river district had a third extension built, you know. But it's notable the Claw District doesn't look as good as it did before, with all the houses that have fallen.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna head up and gonna head up to the Core District. I don't know if I'm understanding this correctly, but the Core District is a kind of poorer bit, isn't it?
It's much poorer, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start looking around for anyone that I like semi-recognise or anything like that.
All right.
Not necessarily people I know, just even like people I've seen around when I was last here, and like I'm just gonna yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll be.
you begin to make your way into into the Claw District, and you have to spiral around this tree to get up a short ways. It's only maybe 10-15 feet off the ground here. As you make your way up to where there's these sort of platforms with walkways, and each platform is outside a building, and these walkways that just hang between the trees. It would be quite a nice place if it wasn't for the stench and if there wasn't moss covering everything, nothing was maintained. There's sort of lanterns that are hanging off of these, off the balconies and off the ledges here and there, but not very many of them are actually lit, even in the darker areas. It's got a sort of degraded feel to it. Lots of the walkways have planks that have just rotten through and holes that have been broken in them. It is much worse for wear looking than when you were last here, Sauriv. You begin to make your way through town. You know this area relatively well. There's a number of the folk that fish along here. And as you begin making your way through, you see a number of lizard folk, which, for those that haven't been here before, don't immediately stand out. But Sauriv, they almost look like guards in uniform, with the symbol of the long claw, but that's not something you're familiar with. The symbol of the long claw and the odd one here or there, yes, but you see quite a few in the streets. And they don't seem to be particularly irregular city guard. They seem like thugs, maybe. You see them quite a few of them outside any areas where there's taverns or that sort of thing, drinking with a similar crest you everyone except Marlie has seen once before when you were in a bar on Coria, each on their shields, symbol of the Long Claw.
Well, I may have seen it before. I was in Korea for a bit.
Well, you didn't see it at the same time they did. You may have seen it before, but in fact, yeah, it's not. If you've been to Vernus, it's not unlikely that you would have seen it before, the symbol of the Long Claw, but just not at the same time as everyone else. But yeah, you see this, these guards sort of sitting around drinking, and generally being a bit enjoying their power a bit much, we say. And you get a kind of a bad feeling from them. The streets are a little more empty than you're used to, and there's a lot of just ruin to the city, or to this area of the city, a lot more than there was before. As you begin to wander...
I'm going to try...
Go on.
I'm just going to try approaching someone on the street. Just anyone, pretty much.
Wow.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say...
Yeah, you approach a man who seems to have like fishing tackle over one shoulder, heading towards you.
I'm just going to like, grab him by the shoulder and just... What happened here?
What do you mean, what happened here?
Where's the lodge gone? He's dead.
He sort of like looks at you. You been travelling or something, son? It's been a long time like this.
We've been traveling for a bit, yeah?
He like looks down at you, kind of stooping a little bit as he notices you. Then back to Sauriv.
Oh.
Longclaw's made some decisions. Best not question him, eh?
Yeah.
He sort of,
Best not.
sort of like claps you on the shoulder. I wouldn't be saying none of that if I were you, Con. And goes to sort of continue on.
God, I made Sauriv the same size as actual Sauriv.
Just phases through.
Oh, it just phases through. He's like, fuck.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. And yeah, he's clearly sort of heading down towards the river. And so you look around, there's not very many people about. It was never a particularly lively place, but it was not this. This is dead. And you continue on through the through some of this poorer areas of the city, and eventually you come across something you've not seen before. You come across an immaculately clean, freshly constructed looking building. It sits in the place of where those 12 buildings were. As you look over the edge, you see them shattered to the floor beneath. And you see this one building spanning this huge area. Because it's not just a building, it's a huge platform. With what appears to be topsoil and a small garden on it. With different berry bushes and fruit bushes growing. There's 3 or 4 of these guards at each of the walkways up to it, and they seem to be a little more sober than the others. It's sort of gated off, heavy padlocks and heavy locks, and seems to be incredibly well taken care of, which is. That's not something you've seen before ever here. And on the side of the building, as you sort of come around, kind of looking at it curiously, you see the symbol of the Long Claw.
Okay. How many guards is there?
There's sort of 3 at each of the walkways, and there's about 4 walkways, so around 12.
Okay.
Boy, you look confused about that. What's going on? Oh, the
We don't do
floor.
that. That's
Garden-
not something we've
gardening.
done. No, we hunt. We fish, we don't...
Well, apparently you hunt berry bushes now, friend. Those
no.
dastardly berries gonna roll off the side. Oh, very
Yeah,
dangerous.
something's wrong here. Something's very wrong.
Clearly.
And I'm just gonna leave. I'm pretty much just walking through the district, finding sites that I recognise.
Yeah.
Taverns. And...
You begin to head sort of
Places you
towards the towards the center, and one thing that you come across that you do recognise is a tavern that seems to be doing, I mean, a bit worse for wear, but actually not that much worse than you last saw it. It's a bit of a seedy place, but as you come across this tavern, it's just one that sort of twigs your eye because you remember it as being the sort of place that your father would frequent, the sort of place that has a fighting ring, and you can get in a bit of a punch up if you want for a couple of gold. And as you sort of pass, it seems to be doing a bit better than everywhere else. And you remember this place because standing out front of it as you walk past, you know you can look up and see through the trees over to the Longclaw's place, the Longclaw's house, I suppose. And as you do so, you see the symbol of the Longclaw emblazoned in just large font on the front of this a grandiose building, as far as a building can be a grandiose, built solely from wood and the more natural materials around here. It seems to be in just as good condition as anything else you'd expect, exactly as you'd left it, with one notable addition. There is a pole out front of the Longclaw's house that has a head on it. You can't tell from this distance, but the colours immediately strike you. A silver coloration, not the most common amongst lizard folk.
You're too late.
As you get closer, you see the head of your sister, your older sister.
Mother! Oh, you mother.
I'll take credit for the brown-yellow speckles now, by the way.
It's been there for some time. The eyes are missing, pecked out by crows, the flesh beginning to sag and run, and blood clearly having dried down this pole and pooled a little at the bottom, where it's been forcefully wedged between 2 of the floorboards of this place.
I'm
Yikes.
just gonna look up towards it.
Mm-hmm. You walk up towards it.
Just look up.
Who's breathing?
I think it's
Think it's
Rick.
Rick?
It's Rick.
All of us. Spoilers, by the way. Not Ziggy, but the rest of us.
Niet mij is dat.
Yeah.
Rick is confused.
You walk up towards it. It's
I
Excuse
nearly
me.
dropped my headset.
It's on the platform just outside the Longclaw's house, your father's house. And as you walk up towards it, yeah, there it is.
And as you walk up towards it, Rick drops his headset.
Stop.
That's pretty usual.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
I'm gonna give Sauriv a little, like, consolidation pat, like, on the tail.
No reaction. As I just look up towards it for a minute, 2 minutes, and say nothing.
Sauriv, what do you
Before-
want to do?
I want to take that bastard. I want to put him where he belongs. And I'm going to walk away.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around to see if
Heading
anyone was in
back
earshot
into
of
the
Sauriv
district.
threatening their leader. Just
There does not seem to be
I
anyone
was
around
not
here.
being subtle.
fantastic.
I
Not-
was
you do
not
not-
being subtle at all.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we have to kill first.
Yeah. There doesn't
Do we
seem to
new
be.
identities already?
There doesn't seem to be anyone around here as you begin to walk away. So
I trust my passive
Well,
perception of 22.
yeah, you begin to sort of
Yeah.
head off into the city.
I'm gonna go into the tavern.
Okay, yeah, you head down into
But
the
that's
tavern.
fine, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask Kareev along the way. So, got any friends left here in the city?
Not anymore.
Yikes, my dudes. You have no subtlety, like, at all.
Sometimes I wonder why Mathias is so unlikable, and sometimes I have beautiful flashes, so I remember so vividly.
Mhm.
Oh, hey, look at your dead relatives. Do you have any friends here? You should know anybody from here, so you...
Well,
You'll need them because your relatives aren't your friends anymore.
I did a free folk up in trust. Now I hope I've still got two.
Real sorry, man.
The level of tact on display was utterly shocking.
Yeah.
Yorick, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm not gonna let you berate me.
I berate you anyway, whether you let me or not.
Sadly true.
Don't matter now. We'll get our revenge. Yeah. Just head into the tavern.
Okay, yeah, you head into the tavern. The Stained Ale. It's got like one or two elderly lizard folk sort of in the corner, despite the fact it's midday, already seeming to be pretty wasted. So the type that just live in a tavern, permanently drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one guy behind the bar, seems to have lost an eye somehow in the last year. He sort of looks up, seeing you enter. Just kind of like nods to you, like nod upwards to you.
I added a lily pad
Say
to this
back.
baby lizard if you want to feel a little better.
Thanks.
If you live.
That's pretty much what you look like, yeah.
Yeah, look at how cute it is.
What was that, Sauriv?
Aw.
Look at
Yeah, I just returned the nod and...
Yeah.
I want to see this baby lizard.
Ah, fuck.
It's an aftermath chat.
I like that, that's adorable.
It is.
Oh my god.
a feel good lily pad. It's okay.
Mhm.
The little descriptions are fake identities, by the way, so we can keep track.
Nice. We'll need that 'cause you probably
Okay,
next week.
So yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll just nod back to the barkeep and just say... Whiskey for everyone.
And he sort of looks at you. You see him like almost counting on his fingers how many of you there are. Like trying to be subtle about it, like just lifting them off the off the counter as he counts, and like then like looks down at his fingers. He's just like,
If he loses subtlety, but he has to switch to the second hand.
yeah, just a little bit.
Where's my whiskey, man? Grr. I'm a lizard.
Always misbehaving.
6 silver.
Just wait, do I have the fucking silver? Oh.
I will just put 6
Oh,
silver.
I do. I have the perfect amount. I'm finished.
Oh, never mind. So he's got the perfect amount. I won't take this.
Okay. You reach into your loincloth, pull out 6 silver, put it on the table. He looks at it.
Yep.
Bites one to check it's silver. Puts it in his own loincloth.
Yes.
And then turns around.
Oh, the spread of herpes in the city. My god. Lizard herpes everywhere.
Turns around to pulls like a bottle off of a shelf behind him. You see the entire shelf like shake as he even thinks about touching it. And he pulls down some glasses and starts pouring out little whiskey glasses for everyone. Pours out six little glasses, puts them on a tray, sort of slides them over the counter towards you guys.
Right. I'm just gonna take it over to the table.
Yeah, you take it over to the table.
Shots!
Yes.
I down it.
And
Down.
Yeah, we're going to take a shot. Shot in memoriam.
yeah.
Oof.
Seeing everyone else down it, I'll down it too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't notice that it's alcohol. It's a little stronger than you're used to, but it's also one glass, so you're fine.
And I'm just gonna quietly say as I finish the shot, just rest well, Sheikah.
I'll raise my shot to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look around. Who else is in here? Well, just old guys, or is there?
Yeah, there's a pair of them that look like just a pair of old geezers that are sort of the perpetual drunk types. But otherwise, it is actually relatively close to midday. I mean, it's a little past that now. It's maybe about 2 in the afternoon, but it doesn't seem to be anyone else around here just at the moment.
Uh-oh, how brave is Sauriv feeling?
Just gonna stand up and approach one of the drunks.
Okay, yeah. He sort of
Can I just walk sort of close to be backup, even though I'm a child?
Sure. Yeah, you follow him.
Following your
Try to look inconspicuous, but
Yeah, Sauriv, you walk over to this lizard folk who's got the end of his snout in a fucking... It's closer to a bowl than a mug, but you guess it would sort of suffice, because it's got a handle on it of ale, and he's got the end of his snout in it, and he's sort of just blowing bubbles into it, like in a sort of drunken stupor.
Oh, I like this guy. Don't kill this guy.
And like his eye like sort of twitches as it tries to follow you, but seems to have a little bit of difficulty doing so. Yeah,
I'm just gonna sit down in front of him.
As soon as you sit down, he
gonna say,
jerks his head back and huh?
"How long you been here?"
I've been here all my life. How long you been here?
About an hour. Seems like shit.
You're not wrong.
What happened? Why are you drinking yourself to death?
It's good, isn't it? Very good. I'll tell you if you buy me another drink.
Finest ale you've got.
You see the guy, so the other guy kind of like raises an eyebrow, and the guy you're talking across, like, he tries to hide it in the way drunk people do about 2 seconds late. After this face of pure shock crosses his, this expression of pure shock crosses his face that he clearly did not expect that to work. And a moment or so, you know, a few moments later, the barkeep comes over with another one of these, just sort of bowls of a veil and places it on the table in front of him. 1 copper.
Damn.
For a copper is. Actually, I don't think I've got a copper. I don't.
I'll give him a
Gold.
copper. The
There we
child
go.
from behind him jumps up and gives him a copper.
Okay,
my God.
yeah. You give him a copper, and he sort of looks at you a bit funny. Question. You seem almost going to question why the hell you have a lily pad on your head, but just accepts the money. Wanders off. And
Damn, nice hat.
Fashion statement. I look really cute. Stop judging me.
I'm the cutest ever.
and this other
Hey, the Virus. Hey, you. Here's 10 copper pieces for later. You're welcome.
the drunken guy sort of looks at you. As, oh, your kid is very loud.
You're very quiet.
I'm just gonna like sort of face palm as just tiny lizard pretends to be tiny lizard.
I'm telling the story now. And he sort of gestures vaguely in the direction you came from. Yeah, and he then like sort of taps one of his.
Long claw, that the one?
There's one. He's clever. The small scratch fucker. He's he's a bit of cunt, right? Killed wife.
Yeah, figured that.
Killed my son. Don't like him. Killed his own daughter, fucker. He's sort of like he like looks at you like almost with like one of those moments of clarity they occasionally get, and sort of like locks eyes with you. I tell you what, it's not good. He's gone round the city. He says not. There's folk. He says he's not a lizard folk no more. He says king. Is get fat.
Oh, does he now?
He does. He does. He's gonna ruin himself. And he sort of like slumps forward into this sort of half bowl of ale again. And you see it like tip and begin to pour over the edge onto the like, just onto the table in front of him, just onto his lap.
No, I straighten it.
He's sort of like held down by, you know, his nose.
You're making a mess. Wake up.
What? No, I'm...
You spilled your ale, sir. Pick up now.
You're... very loud.
Yeah, and you're wet now.
You're gonna have more to worry about than a loud child if you don't start talking.
You threaten... Okay. What one...
You threaten? Okay.
The Sauriv clearly trying to be like imposing to this guy. I'm just gonna like waddle up to the bartender and like distract him, be like, "Our business,
Yeah, okay.
Abby." I'm just gonna basically start a conversation with the bartender. Not of anything of consequence, just sort of take his attention away.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
gonna send an arcane eye throughout the city. Let's have a look.
Sure. It seems really easy to distract the bartender, and sure, Coghammer will get to you in a minute. As your arcane eye wanders through a door, and, well, out the door, which doesn't actually seem to close all the way, and sort of begins floating through the city. Yeah, sorry, the guy still looks at you. What you want me to tell? Guy knows the city like me claws. I tell you, what do you want to know?
Longclaw, he frequent this place anymore?
Nah, he says we're too poor for his tastes. He's a prick.
Thought so. Seems like a shithole.
Yes. And he sort of like, you see him like almost straighten up a bit, and he like reaches out to like grasp your shoulder, misses, reaches again, misses, and like goes for a third time, like overextends, and sort of like his wrist sort of clatters on your shoulder, and he like pulls back and grabs your shoulder, and sort of gets there eventually. I tell you, son, fuck the long claw. He's a little bastard. I don't fuck what he thinks.
Wow, that was really rude about Mr. Longclaw. I might go tell him that you said.
I don't
Oi.
give a fuck. You can have my head. Fucker. Thinks he...
Now, if there's anybody else feels the same way you do,
Everyone does.
everyone does.
Oh,
What about the one
fucking-
that got his... Sorry, stay with me.
Why?
Back in front of his face.
Huh? What? Yeah. What do you want?
What about the ones that's got his emblem on them?
Oh, them old fucking... fucking tribe fuckers. I fucking came challenge him when he killed their leader and told him who's boss, something. They do as he says now.
Right.
It's the Rivermaw tribe. Sorry.
Fucker.
Right, well, enjoy your drink. I'm just gonna
Well, and he
push it a little bit forward to him.
yeah, he sort of just like face plants into it again.
Is he asleep?
No, he is slowly blowing bubbles into it.
Fun.
Yeah.
Does he look like he's able to breathe? Or is he drowning in ale?
the way
He's
to
a lizard
go.
folk. You don't think he'll drown in it? He could.
That's
He's
fine.
probably fine.
Okay, that's fine.
He could breathe if he chose.
He's gonna be like, I don't want to live
That's
anymore. Pff, Shit's overrated.
Same.
Heard from a reliable source that it's very hard to drown yourself, so.
I mean, you're just not trying hard enough.
Gotta believe.
So,
Yeah,
If the dynamic lizard duo were done, like interrogating, I'll like still distract the bartender a bit more and then return to the table.
Mhm.
If that's the that's the done thing.
you before that happens, actually,
well,
Sauriv, yeah, what are you doing after you've distracted him?
After talking to that guy, I'm just gonna head over. I'm guessing Coghammer's still at the table.
Mhm.
And I think
So is Mathias.
Mathias and
Yes.
Akane as well.
Okay.
I'm assuming Akane is. I'm pretty sure. Right,
Oh,
No one
asleep.
said anything.
Uh,
He got up.
Yeah,
Um,
What
he's
do you
like almost there.
oh, he's not. Oh, okay.
What's almost there?
You're at the table. Still,
That's fine.
like everything else.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over to the table. I guess.
Okay.
Does
Knock
Coghammer seem like he can hear us or not?
yeah, it's not like a familiar thing. I can hear and see just
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
That's
Speaking of Coghammer, during this time, where have you sent this eye?
First things first, just have a general look around and then like see if there's any signs to like King lives here.
Okay. There's the emblem of the Longclaw. You've seen it around quite a lot, and it's definitely emblazoned massively on this one big building. The one with the head out front. You look around, and the sort of in general, the whole area seems really disheveled. It seems like there's an awful lot of not much going on around here. It seems like anything people are doing is to keep themselves alive. Like, you know, fishing or whatever. That's to keep themselves alive, and no one's doing enough to make any money. It seems like whatever money was in this place is utterly dried up. It seems longer than a year ago. It seems like a long time ago, but from what you've heard, it's not. And it may be the marsh accelerating the decay of things. And it just looks incredibly downtrodden. And yeah, you begin to sort of have a look around, but the only emblem you see anywhere is that of the Longclaw. You do see a number of signs in Draconic, if you speak Draconic.
Nope.
Okay, you do see a number of signs. They appear to be like shop fronts or whatever, anything like that. There aren't any like road signs or street signs or anything like that, but there are like signs out front of shop and that kind of stuff. They're all in Draconic, but aside from that, yeah, you don't see anything else of note.
Yeah, just we'll have like general look at the structural integrity of the place.
Not good.
What would happen if, I don't know, the world turned upside down?
You get a
Or
feeling.
more specific, gravity.
Large parts of it may fall apart. The one thing you do note, the building with the Longclaws seems pretty sturdy. Rest of it, not so much.
Cool. Then I'll just see if there's like higher levels. Send it that way.
The highest thing is the building with the Longclaws.
Okay. I'll see if I can send it inside there.
Okay. Yeah, as
It
you...
can't go through solid objects, but it can go through like a 1-inch diameter gap.
Okay, yeah, no, you would not be able to get in then.
Okay.
The doors are closed, essentially, and there's no holes that big in any walls or anything like that. You can't find a way in. Alright. So, Sauriv, as you're returning to the group, a pair of these hired thugs do sort of like slam open the door and like half drunkenly stumble in. And they kind of look around, and one of them looks to the barkeep and he's like, "You there! You want to pay your fucking taxes?" And the barkeep like quite clearly rolls his eyes as they stumble up towards him. And one of them like draws a sword out and points him in the barkeep's direction. The barkeep just like, it's a one-sided sword, and the barkeep like puts his hand on the top of the sword, just lowers it, like clearly not actually worried about anything. And he's like, yeah, just give me a minute, fuck off.
So it's not happening like a foot away from my face.
Pretty much, yeah.
I was like, okay, this is happening.
Yeah.
Gonna look unimpressed.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna get up from the
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna
table.
try and put my hand on Sauriv's shoulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna glare at
Yes,
Sauriv.
and just put it on his side, try to pull him down.
Yeah.
It's not really working. He's in a punching mood.
I'm Mathias.
There is. Okay. Wait, hold on. No, you can't leave me.
Sauriv, you stand up, ignoring your friends, or what are you doing?
Oi, what's this?
One of them turns around and sort of looks at you. The other one's still sort of clearly like gesturing to the barkeep, who has at this point is beginning to go pour 2 ales. And he's like, "What the fuck do you want?"
You. Ow.
Fuck off.
Just gonna walk up to him.
Let's all
Not
be
touching
friendly.
him.
This guy like squares his shoulders at you. Like begins to sort of square off as he walks towards
What
you.
height is he?
He is like just around 6 feet.
Okay, so I'm about 6'7", so I'm kind of towering over him a little.
Yeah, just a little. He does not seem to have that. He doesn't seem to have much of the fear that most people do when you tower over them by 7 inches.
Yes.
as he, you know, kind of like locks up at you. Fuck off. What do you want?
Say, you know how to use that toothpick?
I use it on you if you're not fucking careful.
Yeah, whoa.
Fucking
Calm
go
yourself.
for it.
I'm gonna get up and sort of start walking that way. So I'm.
And he puts one hand on your chest and just sort of shoves you back. Or goes to just shove you back by like.
I'm gonna resist that.
Okay, make an athletics check.
I don't think he'll do it.
Uh,
Can he roll that high? Turns out he's a fucking, like, just a god.
Yeah, like 20 plus athletics.
Let me see.
He's the last god in disguise. He's baited you.
Oh.
Is
Good
it?
baited, my dude.
Doot. Let me pull up his sheet. That's not what I meant to do.
Glimpse.
To be fair, if anyone in our party can build this shit, it's Sauriv.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't like the ID, like the new identities that I've like had fun making immediately being jeopardized. That seems like a real bad idea.
Again,
Oh,
Sauriv.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, again, Sauriv.
That's wrong.
There are bigger fish to fry. Again, Sauriv.
Yeah, hang on, sorry. Why is this all...
He's in a bit of a,
I mean,
not quite thinking right.
yeah, that can make sense.
Why I'm trying to be like, hey, chill, everybody.
I'm gonna fight and fight with Sauriv, and if he attacks someone, I'm attacking them too.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
22. Ooh.
It's Sauriv. But...
So
That's pretty fucking good.
yes. So yeah, he tries to push you. It's actually relatively difficult, but yeah, he doesn't manage to sort of push you back. And, fuck off.
These guys are like fucking wasted, right? They're like clearly not thinking.
They're clearly like tipsy, but they're
Okay.
mostly got their wits about them by the look of it.
Tipsy. So not quite disadvantaged on wisdom saves.
Not quite.
I'm gonna start walking my way over to
And
Sauriv.
these are. Yikes.
I'm
These
in
are.
front of the fucking kid, and then each of them just gonna like keep mumbling, stop Sauriv for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like make a fuss, but like make a fuss, it's like, fucking why you're trying to fight each other.
I'm just gonna go to Sauriv. What did I tell you about doing this time in front of the kid? And I'm just gonna like slap him against this.
We're gonna try and
Just give him a slap.
Yeah. Okay. You slap Sauriv. You
I'm
got the
gonna
bar.
look down at Coghammer, in his lizardy form, and just look back at the guy, and I'm just gonna get real close to him, leaning down towards him, and I'm just gonna say, "You tell your shit of a boss that I'm coming for him."
Why
I'm
don't
gonna
you
walk away.
freaking tell him yourself? And the
Oh, as he says that, I'm just gonna. Can I...
what would you like to do, Tumchi?
Uh-oh.
What would I like to do? Okay, I have 2 attacks.
So you would like to roll initiative?
We're supposed to sleep here. We're never gonna get a fucking place to sleep.
I mean,
Wait, Varys, please. We don't have to fight this guy.
Are you drawing your weapon, Tumchi?
I'm not drawing my weapon. I'm not drawing any weapons.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm gonna try and like, I'm gonna get between them. Can I get between? I really
Not
don't
yet,
want this to
because
happen.
it's essentially his turn. And what are you doing?
No, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna just bare my teeth.
Okay.
Try and look as threatening as possible. But I was gonna bite him, but
Yeah.
I
He like
did it again.
sneers at you as you back off, and the bartender hands 2 ales to his mate, who like sheathes his sword, takes them, and they both go to sort of like go sit in a corner with their ales.
Tax, that's funny.
And
It's okay, Varys. Just walk away.
yeah, the
This is.
Yeah, Let's not be having no rustles in there in this here bar. Gotta sleep somewhere.
I don't know. What did you say? I can't.
Don't be having
Hey,
no rustles in the hay in this
let's
bar.
not- yeah. I'm misusing a common term for sex as to try and mean fighting because I'm old and don't know things.
Ah, okay.
And then I'm trying to be like, hey, don't fight, we've got to sleep somewhere. Was the thrust
Yeah.
of the statement.
Very funny.
Develop the fake character
Uh-huh.
and let's not get killed.
Yeah, good point. Another whiskey, please.
The bartender, like, sort of nods and goes to pour a whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just gonna start
And,
slowly drinking, not heavily though.
Yeah, okay.
Nowhere near heavily, like.
A
I
moment,
want to keep my wits about me.
yeah, he comes over with it a moment or later to your table and sort of, as he places it down, 1 cup, 1 silver, and careful what you say around here, pal. Don't worry about them none.
Don't you worry, they won't be bothering you much longer.
Don't go get yourself killed.
Better folks than me have been killed. I'm just gonna do my best.
Well, don't do anything stupid, or if you do, at least don't do it in here. Any pick?
Sure. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
hand the gold and just say, oh, that's the night.
Alright. Any other? Heads over to the bar. He takes it. Heads over to the bar. Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I guess so.
Okay.
Have
So-
you staying here all night then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So you guys are just
Just
staying
gonna
for
tell
the rest of the night?
Sauriv that he shouldn't be engaging guards like that, you idiot.
They ain't gods. They folks.
Well, don't engage them either.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes. I want to like have come back to the table at this point. Like,
Yeah.
so if they're so much less than you, they're not even worth your fucking time. Also, they're just idiots who do what they're told because they're morons. They're not the actual problem.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like, just save yourself the energy. It'll be more cathartic when you do. Promise.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Gulp.
Yeah. We also don't have the mansion, so we do actually need somewhere to stay.
Okay.
Wait, you know?
Yeah, because I had to teleport us. By the way, Tom, we went to the center of the earth to a big stone room. I had to use the spell teleport to get there.
Oh!
Yeah, that's sorry. I was like, of course I didn't. I was like, wait.
That's a detail.
Yes, minor detail. We found Egan by doing that. Egan's the stone one, I think.
Yes.
It's Rock Terror, yeah.
Might be worth watching the recap at some point. Not the recap, the last
probably.
episode at some point. Yeah. Sorry, I was a bit weird. Killed my voice a lot.
Yeah, it is a raw intense voice.
But yes. So
But yeah.
you
Yeah, I mean, how much are rooms, by
Just
the
a
way?
minute. You can get a room here for like 3 silver for the night.
Sure,
Doesn't
should we just get 2?
Doesn't come with breakfast or anything, but it's a room.
Yeah. Are there even? I was about to say how many beds? Are there even beds? Are there like hammocks? What are
There's
we talking?
like piles of sort of like it's not hay, it's like dried moss, but it's essentially like a pile of hay for a bed. It's the equivalent.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the like
I-
piled
I'll-
sheets of moss, essentially.
I will happily pay for 2 rooms, so
It's something that's quite a familiar feeling for Sauriv, but for you guys it's a
Yeah,
bit.
I don't mind.
I'm just gonna miss my mansion,
Yeah.
my servants,
Fair.
my magic.
Same.
Be sad.
I'll have the eye keep looking around the one long claw place for the remainder.
All right. You do see a number of what do you call them? A number of guards go in and out.
Yeah, if I see people going and I'm gonna like blend with
Hide
that
the
move.
eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's invisible, so yeah.
Fair enough.
You see one like guard come out and you head in. You enter into what it seems to be a large central chamber, a large fire pit in the middle with a table, tables along each end, and sort of like chairs all along them, piled high with food, with fish, with ale, with what do you call them? Like roasted animals that either are being cooked over the fires or have been cooked over the fires, and notably, they're not just the raw meats and the cooked meats, but just the cooked meats that you'd expect from what you know of Sauriv. You also see a lot of them have been garnished and have been I don't know what's the fucking word, improved, I guess, with like sauces and other such things like that. It appear to a lot of them include berries, include small fruits and that sort of thing that have been added to this just these raw meats and things. You see a number of lizard folk all around the place. Lots of these guard-looking fellows just standing at attention, all down there's columns up the side of this room, and there's like 3 or 4 columns on each side, and there's a guard stood by each one wielding what appears to be a small polearm, which is a little unusual for lizard folk, and each one also wearing a pretty crudely made metal helmet, which again, a little unusual. No other armor, just a metal helmet. And you see almost a throne like what do you call it? Like an almost throne-like chair at one end of these big tables, with a huge plate in front of it, and a pair of a smaller throne to one side, and actually, yeah, no, it'd just be the one. And in the smaller throne there is a lizard folk woman who seems to be rather unhappy looking, but seems to be just eating quietly. But in the big throne there is a very large male lizard folk that is wearing far too much clothing, like the large thick layers of cloth with fur, and seems to have a crown on his head, made from maybe gold, maybe brass, but sort of roughly hammered crown with a large, large cloak and big thick robes. It's as if someone's trying their hardest to look regal. Not doing too well, because they're a big lizard. And, you know...
That's speciest.
You note the silver scales and the similarity in appearance to Sauriv. You also note one thing. He is not just a little chubby. He's positively fat. He seems to be gorging himself on more than twice what anyone else is eating. And you see a number of empty plates in front of him as well, clearly having, already been finished. Huge amounts of ale over the amount of time that you can keep the spell up. He seems to drink a huge amount of ale. You see the Longclaw. What else do you want to do with it? As you look around this room, You do see a number of other rooms that lead off, on another doorways that lead off to other rooms.
Just have a look at the ferry and then try and get back out again.
At the where, sorry?
The king.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, you look at him, you look at him and the woman next to him, together. You can see the family resemblance to Sauriv. It's pretty striking. I mean, not the fat part, but the rest of it. And yeah, there is 2 empty seats. I should note as well next to them that seem to be for, like, as if reserved for the royal family, but they're not occupied and they don't have setting in front of them at the table, but they're there. Yeah, you eventually make your way back out with the eye.
Just gonna have a look at the building again. Are there any specific places that might be, I don't know, vulnerable to like 10d8 force damage?
It would take quite some doing, yes, but none of them on their own would be enough to destroy the building. You'd have to destroy most of them. There's quite a number of supports. They're like 45-degree type cross supports and other beams coming out from it. It seems to be very well held up, this building.
Okay.
It's big and it's very well held up, and it's actually wedged between 2 trees. So it's gaining that extra support like from there. Unlike all the other buildings, which is built into the side at 1, this is actually like big enough to sprawl between 2. So yeah, it would take some doing. But yes.
I imagine I'm in the same room as Pandal and Sauriv.
Yeah?
Yeah, I assume we're splitting it sort of usually, so Marlie and Akane in one room, and then it's me and you piled on top of Sauriv with Mathias being boring.
Yes.
Not wanting to bother Sauriv in all this, I'm just gonna quietly whisper to you everything I saw.
Okay, I will know that, I guess. Also, I'm going to recast a 5th level seeming into my ring, by the way, Yargon.
Sure, okay.
So we're ready to go in the morning.
Yeah, by the time morning rolls around, your seeming will have worn off, so yes.
I'm gonna endeavor to wake up early to basically catch it. Like
you won't be able to catch it.
Yeah, but
it'll go in the middle of the night for you guys because it's only 8 hours.
Can I recast it actually?
You could do, yeah.
So I have another free slot, even if I spend a.
Yeah, so yeah, you've recast it and then you aim to catch it in the morning, which you could definitely do.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and catch it early in the morning.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
I can cast one into the ring and cast it. Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
And then do sleep. Zzz.
And then you sleep. Okay, so
Right, have a look.
you all sleep for the evening. All right. So should we end it there for the evening?
I think we should.
Because I have a
Wow,
feeling.
much XP.
Because I have a feeling tomorrow is going to be interesting.
Oh boy.
Right.
Kill box, kill box.
Well,
It'll be a good time, boys and girls.
only Sauriv. So yeah, thanks for watching, Future Me. And maybe Tomchi if you came to the wrong episode. Well
I think
done,
you
buddy.
know by now.
So yeah, anyway,
Oh wait, I get 8th level spells?
nice.